Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Morning. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. And of course, I am here. The big homie, the one and only Righteous Reg. What's going on?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. Saturday morning. I'm in not sunny, but very cloudy San Francisco, California right now. Shout out to the bridge. Shout out to the Bay. And I'm excited to be here.
It never rains in Southern California.
That's kind of true. I mean, it's mostly true. It's rained probably like 100 times in my whole life.
Yeah, it was raining pretty hard this morning here. I think it stopped, but yeah.
What is Chicago like in September of 2025? They're trying to send people out there. It's crazy stuff going on. It's a lot going on. Chicago's in the news as much as Oakland is.
Weather is kind of up and down here. Like sometimes it'll start getting really cold around like September. By October, it's really ready to start getting cold. But it's still been really warm so far. It's like 70s. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty lit. So you've been outside, because I know my homie Phil Lindsey likes to get his walk on. I don't know if that's an older man thing or if that's just kind of been your life.
Yeah, no, it's been warm. It's been sunny, clear skies. Yeah, it's been all right.
That's what's up, man. It's been the weather in San Francisco is so up and down. Like one day it's sunny, it's hot, and then it's super duper cold. I love it's a lot of tourists in the area that I'm in. So like seeing their outfits, they're like, we're about to go to California. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be hot. They're like wearing shorts and the wind's like blowing. You got to climb these crazy hills. It's a wild place to exist in, but I'm a big fan of it. Shout out to y'all, the Grapsody, supporters and listeners for being here on this Saturday morning. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. My phone hasn't stopped giving up news in all facets of life. People have been mad at me on behalf of my friend and stuff, and I've caught some strays in some comment sections. I'm like, yo, what did I do? Why do all 3 of us gotta be the one? I don't understand.
Hey man, listen, if you're mad at me for what I said about a certain person that said really terrible things about black people and gay people and transgender people, guess what? Stay mad. I don't give a fuck.
0%. You could say all your wild things. You bots are wild, Phil. They
Bots is going crazy.
They got the lingo down. They have like they got rebuttals. They got their points. They got all kind of stuff now.
My bots is going crazy, man. But yeah, guess what? I again don't care. People are upset because I said certain person is not a hero. Not a hero.
Oh, well. I would call a hero.
No, especially given certain things he said about people that look like you and I. So no, I'm good. But that that doesn't mean I'm of course celebrating the guy's death or saying that he deserved this or that his family deserved that. No, of course not. But I'm not about to memorialize this guy like he was a great person.
Like
that ain't happening.
The Yankees putting that thing up and all these. Gross. I'm like, yo, this. It's so. It made me feel sick, Phil. Like I'm not celebrating, not wishing death, not any of that. But I'm like, if this is where we are as a country, and there were a lot of people that like, he's our MLK, and I'm like, I don't think I want to exist in the space where people think like that.
I don't know, man. It's very ironic that people were trying to say that when he has said very horrible things about Martin Luther King.
That'd be like me passing away, and they'd be like, "He's our generation's Hulk Hogan." I'm like, "Dude, no, I've said the worst things you can ever say about." That's who they always compare me to, Phil. They're like, Reg is just like Terry. Every time we see him, he has his red and yellow on. He's bumping his. I love it.
Yo. Yeah, Jeezy had a live concert the other day. Did you see that? He has a live concert on YouTube.
No, I didn't know what happened already. I read the article, but I didn't see that it happened. Yeah. I want to check that out. You checked any of it out?
No, I just saw it streaming when I was doing something else on YouTube the other day because always busy. Speaking of which, we recorded an interview with Chris Statlander this week. That will go up on our YouTube channel today, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to check that out. Probably will drop after this show. I've been running. I forgot that I had other stuff going on today. And that's kind of late getting on here because I was like, oh no, I have to actually like get dressed. Because sometimes like for this podcast, I'll like roll out of bed and like go and like wash my face and everything and like draw stuff and like get in front of the camera. But I was like, oh no, I have to actually like get dressed because I have to leave like right after the podcast.
Shout out to Phil having a busy Saturday. Is it some good fun things or what is it?
Yeah, my grandmother is her birthday is next week. It's not today. Mm-hmm. I think it's the 15th. I think I know when my grandmother's birthday is. Yes. It's the 15th. Mm-hmm. It's not today because today is the 13th. But yes. She's having a birthday party, so I have to leave like right after.
That's what's up. Some family time, some get together. Is this a drinking get together? Or is this just?
I don't think it's that kind of party.
It's not that kind of party.
Nah, my grandmother is quite old. I don't think it's that kind of.
Hey, you never know. Some of these grannies these days be getting down. You feel me? Shout out to your granny. Happy birthday to her in 2 days. Super dope. What else is going on, Phil?
Despite certain things that were being said in my mentions over the last few days, I do know my dad. I do have a dad.
That's true.
It's my dad's mother. I've been talking to my dad for the last few days, and he's been stressing out about this, stressing out about his brothers and sisters planning this party without him, and he's been like very annoyed by it.
I was about to say, what is his part in the planning and the bringing? But it sounds like he was left out of this.
He was left out, and he was not happy about it. So I've had to listen to several phone calls about that from him. He just called me yesterday and was talking about it.
Did you guys get into it when you watched the unfortunate dismantling of your Chicago Bears earlier this week?
We talked about it a little bit beforehand because like we went to grab something to eat, and I was talking to him about some other stuff. And yeah, Bears game was what I expected as a Bears fan. Mm-hmm. I try to tell my dad to temper his expectations. He's been a longtime fan, very big homer. If people think that I'm like a Chicago homer, my dad is like to the 100th power. He is like a big time homer, like big Bears fan, big Bulls fan. And
well, at least in his life, like we talked about it on Ask Grapsody. You came right after the '85 Bears, essentially, after like the biggest, one of the greatest football squads of all time. So at least he got to experience that. So he's still probably riding that high from '85, I'm sure, to be like, hey, we might do it again 40 years later.
My dad has experienced a lot of greatness as a Chicago Bulls fan, Chicago Bears fan. Right. He, of course, '85 Bears. That was the same year I was born. And then also he had season tickets for the Bulls at one point. He had season tickets when they were good, like when Mike was playing.
That just sounds crazy to me. Like that doesn't even seem like that could be real. Like somebody I'm adjacent to had season tickets to who many consider the greatest basketball team there ever was.
Yeah, he was at the All-Star game when we got the All-Star game back in the 80s when Jordan went head to head with Neek in the dunk contest. Mm-hmm. He was at that All-Star game.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it came to a surprise to me also, by the way, when we were having a conversation one day and he was like, yeah, I had season ticket. And I was like, wait, you had season tickets to the Bulls?
That's crazy as hell. He was in the same timeline as Common. Wasn't Common a ball boy there? They were in the same arenas all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of 6 degrees of separation of people that live here that probably were around these things. But yeah, he's been longtime Bears fan. I tried to tell him yeah, I don't know, Dad. I won't get my hopes up. He said, "This is the year. This is the year." Yeah, Tony, my dad has lived a very interesting life. It's so funny. We were talking about Sly and the Family Stone one day, and there's a very infamous Sly and the Family Stone concert that happened here in Grant Park, and Sly was late because Sly was late to a lot of things, as we know, with his time period, and it led to a riot. My dad was at this show.
Yeah,
he was at that concert right before it went bad.
What, Doc? What? Your dad might have to write a book. You might have to start bringing along a tape recorder with you because these stories are insane. And all of this was happening in Chicago, you guys.
Yeah, very funny guy. There's some things he's told me, and I've been sitting there yeah, I don't think they do that anymore, Dad. He's like, yeah. It's been very fascinating watching my dad get old as well. He'll be 70 next year, but yeah, it's just certain things. He's very old head things. I was just telling somebody this because they called and asked for somebody's number, and I was like, I don't just give out somebody's number. They know you're gonna call them, because my dad is drum that into my head. Don't just give out my number. Let me know you're giving somebody my number, which is a very old head thing. Don't just give out my number. So I have
duper old head thing for sure.
So I have that drummed into my head with everybody. I don't just give out somebody's number without asking them first. Do they know you want their number? I'm not about to just give it and they get a surprise phone call.
There's a generation of Black people that's to the grave type stuff. If I get an unsolicited phone call from where'd you get this number from?
How you get this number?
When they did that. That'd be the first question. You don't even get into your bit. They're like, how you get this number? You're like,
Yeah. He told me a whole story about that. He was like, yeah, this guy I used to work with at the post office. He called me out of the blue and he was listening to him. And he's like, yeah, so how'd you get this number?
Listen, we post office homies, but we not homies.
Not friends like that.
See, that's a bit too. And people try, Phil, in our space. I've had so many people be like, hey, can I have Sean Ross Saps or can I have Kevin's PW? I'm like, it doesn't work like that, brother. I can't just give out somebody's phone number or email or anything to you because you want to try to get on. That's not really how it works.
Yeah, there's some common courtesies here. You don't just give out people's numbers, especially there's certain people that hold that to the core. You don't just give out their number. But I digress. It is Saturday. Do have wrestling stuff to actually talk about. Send us your super chats. That's the best way to get your chats read on this very podcast. You can also send us a Humper Chat where we get a bigger cut of the chat. That's humperchats.com/Fightful.
We love the Humper Chats. We love the super chats. You guys contribute to the conversation as always. And you guys have some very controversial takes. Sometimes, Phil, the supporters will be tweeting me or something online. I'm like, leave me out of this. That's
Yeah, I'm not about to, I've seen how they tried to get Ibu that day where somebody said something crazy to him and he just said yes in return and people were yelling at him like he said it. No. You're not about to have me responding under something and then people try to screen grab and they say, you really think this way? No, I don't.
Exactly. I do not. Nope. Don't leave me out of this. I love you guys, but there's some creepers out there. Too many of them, man. It's unfortunate. I don't have super chat capabilities on my side because I'm not plugged in. So if you can click those, we can move forward. Turn to Kermit the Frog or something there.
Yeah, we got one from Brigov.
The homie Brigov, been a member for 27 months. That's a long time. Happy Grapsody Day. Quite a wild week. Be safe, y'all. Appreciate you, Brigov. I've been inside so much, Philip Lindsey. This is the most inside I've been because every time I've opened there was a crazy shooting or something outside of an Oakland pawn shop the other day.
Scary.
And the street that it's on, I live on that street. It's like blocks and blocks away, but like this is happening in the spaces. I do want to say they do over exaggerate a lot of what happens in Oakland, because when I read news stories, I'm like, I like drive and live and walk around these streets all the time. I don't feel like in danger at all. Like I could definitely be in some immediate danger if needed, but it's not like advertised. So appreciate you, Bergov. Yeah, I mean, beyond that, we know it's super wilder outside. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, everybody stay safe. Everybody be cognizant of your surroundings. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. It's a lot of people doing some really wild stuff out here. So everybody be safe. Take care of your mental health. And don't be spending time arguing with people as well. I see a lot of people feeling like they have to go back and forth with people online, and you don't. Like, you say your piece and move on.
It's easy to do that because disconnect, you guys. Like, stay informed, stay where you need to with the news and all these things, but sometimes you got to disconnect because it's a lot of information, it's a lot of data, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of things, and you got to get away from it.
Absolutely.
The homie Van Twinblade says, gonna be late. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is about to start. Don't put hate out if you don't want to get the hate back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, we saw it a lot with Terry's death, of how people were like, well, you guys shouldn't talk like this about him post blah blah blah. And it's like, if the energy is put out there while he's alive, it's probably gonna be a lot of the same in death. Like, if people don't know you, they're gonna talk and do what they want as they please. It doesn't like matter to them. They're just faceless people on the internet. Like, we experience it, and we know how quickly a movement can turn to something.
Yeah. Just be careful with the energy you put out there, man. Sometimes you'll get that back. From Busby.
The homie Busby says, out of all the songs that WWE wanted to use for WrestlePalooza, they just had to choose that song. SMH. What song is he talking about, Philip Lindsey?
You didn't see this last night?
What happened?
As they were coming back from commercial break, and they usually do one of those drone shots of like the city they're in. Drake's Nokia started playing over this, and I was like, why is Nokia playing? And then we get to the show, and they were like, Nokia is the theme song for WWE WrestlePalooza.
Philip Lindsey, Nokia, the song of the summer?
Baby girl.
Busby had to be fuming at home. So had to be the maddest he's ever been. That's hilarious, Busby. It's funny because we were talking about this, Phil, remember when he was at the show and they just were like, oh, they didn't even give him the little name, the lower third of like, Drake is here. He was in the background doing his thing, throwing his hands up and like having a good time, and they didn't acknowledge him. And then now I think that happened and somebody was like, hey, Drake was here. What are you guys doing? And I think that they've changed their perspective on what Drake represents in this company immediately, because having a song like that is pretty monumental. Honestly, there's not a lot of like songs that are hip-hop that are kind of still in current rotation that get this kind of play. The biggest rapper in the world, arguably, if you want to whatever side you stand on. So that's hilarious.
Yeah
People are gonna hate it as much as that Travis Scott song, huh?
Yeah. Idea of him being front row, and they really didn't even like pay it any mind. It was just like, oh, Drake's here, by the way. Like they didn't put him on the screen and have like his little nameplate under him and everything.
Nah.
And so I'm sure he was just like, I was just at that show that one time kicking it, and next thing they know, they're calling trying to license a song, man.
Baby girl, is that the theme? Phil, I don't know if it makes
he probably was sitting at home like doing whatever he does when he's not publicly doing things on streams and whatever, Like, nah, who calling my shit? Who?
I see what the play is. I saw Post Malone's quote after he went to the show saying he's trying to meet Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh, they're just gonna, if you're down, Phil, you can get in here. Is the bit now?
Yeah, not shocked. It's money. Nokia was a big seller this year. Drake has been adjacent to their product. Drake just said that one of their top wrestlers is his muse, so seems like it was bound to happen.
I forgot about that. That was pretty not that long ago. That connection happened pretty quick. Like, it could have been post that they were like, oh shit, Drake is talking about us. Let's get the band on board.
Yeah, we can make some phone calls.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. But of course, Busby, the biggest wrestling company in the world. Some people say they have shady practices. Of course, they would get with the biggest rap artists in the world, who some people say have shady practices. Match made in heaven.
Yeah. There's some other deeper, darker criminal links there. I won't get into that. I've got myself in enough trouble this week.
Big factors, Philip Lindsey. The homie Tyrone Kid says, all hell King Mysterio, SMH over Kingo. I forgot that there was a show last night. I was supposed to check on the news of that. I'm guessing Dominic Mysterio won the world title over there.
Dominic Mysterio is the new AAA Mega Champion. Yeah. But Kingo did lose. But Kingo was getting booed. Very interesting show. I enjoyed the other World's End that we got earlier this year a lot better. It was easy, breezy watch, quick, fun matches. These matches, some of them felt like they went along too long. There was a bit too much WWE-ification of this show for me, but I'm sure people liked it. It was hit or miss for me.
Who would thought that the Undertaker producing matches would make them be extra long? I don't
know.
Dominic, Phil, we've expressed our feelings on one Dominic Mysterio, but a lot of people they like this. This is like coming into this show. They were like, we hope that he wins the championship. We want him to. That's gonna move a AAA into the next stratosphere. It has to happen. So I guess that's cool for them, right?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Dominic. I think what they're doing with Ray and having Ray's son be in the mix, I think it makes a lot of sense with what Ray represents to luchadors in America. And so in that way, it is kind of a cool moment when you get beyond like some of the like mechanizations behind this and like some of like the stuff being said online that I think is annoying. Beyond that, it's just a great opportunity for Dominic Mysterio. That's going to be a moment that is tied to him for the rest of his career. Him doing that backstage segment with Rey Mysterio where he's like, look, if I win, you better come out there and put this belt around me. And Ray had to come out there and begrudgingly put the belt around his waist. And the whole time he's like, I'm the fucking champion. Put it on me now.
Amazing, dude. That's so good. Like I think that's like he understands what his place is now and he's making the most of it. And it's still, I mean, I'm an old head, but like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, this could have never happened. Like a WWE superstar going to AAA and winning their title, like that's something that was never even imagined. And now that's just the norm, Philip Lindsey. That's what pro wrestling is. Well, WWE sports entertainment stuff is.
Yeah, I mean, when you get past also, like I said, my personal thoughts on it.
Yeah.
This was all supposed to be Dom's. Like when you think of like Ray and what Ray represents and like bringing his son in, like I said, this is a big moment for, Ray and Dom and like Rey Mysterio's legacy. I don't know what the follow-up is going to be. I'm still very much confused by the fact that Dominic is very popular with their fan base. When he came out during this show, even with the AAA and WWE fans in Vegas, he was getting cheered. Why is he still a heel? Why is he still doing heel things? I don't understand that.
I think the Judgment Day thing is every time I turn that, I'm like, why is this still a thing? They can't get over that. I think they're maybe trying to go with the Eddie Guerrero. He's doing heel things, but still getting cheered. But they don't want to fully turn him because I think that I think fully turning him is going to make them treat him a different way, and they don't know how to treat baby faces, I think is the thing. You know what I mean?
That's probably true. I think if they completely lean in on him as a baby face, then they're afraid that the crowd is going to reject him. Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, appreciate you. I think we read the super chat already. Got one from Alex Ramirez.
The homie Alex Ramirez says, WWE, they not like us. I mean, well, it depends on what side you stand on. Did they choose a side with this Drake thing, Phil? I don't know.
They were already on that side. What are you guys talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. You think they're going to be with like the very pro-black guys that saying things that don't really mesh with their product? They won't even push a black wrestler on the main roster. You think that they're on the side with Kendrick? No. Hate to break it to you. They've been on that side, dog. What do you mean?
I mean,
they picked the side, bro. Drake just on their side. That's all.
The topic that we're going to talk about today and dig into our main topic, I think, shows that they've shown us a lot of times that they're not like us. They're bigger than us. You're lucky to be in their presence. So we'll definitely get into it.
Yeah.
The other Mikey V says AEW should defend more titles on CMLL. Crowd was into Brodito, and the matches are way different from usual AEW stuff. Yeah, it was crazy to learn, Phil, that was the first time that the AEW Tag Team Championships had ever been defended out of an AEW show. And you see what happened. Like, immediately I started thinking of Hurt Syndicate and what they were doing with the championships and just being like, I like these guys a lot. They're still super over. But if these championships were away from them, so much more could be happening with the division. And immediately Brodito's like expanding the division and you're seeing what it could be.
Yeah. I didn't see any of the CMLL show, but I did see some of the pictures and stuff from it. That picture of Brody with the lucha mask on. I like it, man. The matching masks are fire.
Big thumbs up. Brody King, California, born and raised. So he trained in a lucha school. So it makes sense that he fits in there like a glove. Yeah, I got a lot of wrestling to catch up on today. I want to watch that specifically because I think that's going to be super fun. Appreciate you, Mike. Leonard Aarons III says, you know, he has some interesting takes on WWE and their things. WWE is trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. Saudi Mania fixing to go wild as hell. They got that Arab money. That's a lot in that sentence there, Leonard Aarons. I just want to say that. Yes, we're going to get into what happened this week, Phil. I'm not surprised, Phil. Are you surprised by any bit of this at all?
No, I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, but I did think the writing was on the wall once they announced that Royal Rumble was going to be in Saudi Arabia.
I thought for a second there, I thought that they were happening in the same year, and I was like, that's crazy, but they're 1 year apart.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, they got both shows. But yeah, we'll get into it. Leonard Aarons III also says, when trying to spike TK, get your company in the hands of Stanford and transformed into NXT Mexico. What comes around goes around, right? I think he's also talking about the WWE AAA show that was in Las Vegas last night. Those fans also booed the announcement of WrestleMania 43. So interesting stuff happening.
Yes. That is all of our super chats for now.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys. We should get to the biggest news right up front.
Yes, sir.
WWE teased this week that they would have a YouTube or a stream coming up on Friday afternoon to make a big announcement. Already the rumors around the announcement before it even came up was that it was going to be WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. And when you just look at how the press conference was handled and everything, it seemed pretty clear that that's what it was going to be. As soon as the press conference started and they had the big display up there for the Ring magazine, which is, of course, also backed by Turkey Al-Sheikh, you knew where it was going. They showed the backdrop and everything and the podium, and it already had WrestleMania Riyadh on there. So you already knew what the announcement was going to be. Did you watch this press conference?
I didn't watch the full thing, but I watched all the clips of the announcements and Bianca and Undertaker standing back there and Liv Morgan. There was so many things I saw visually that I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. So they did make the announcement.
Yes.
Joe Tessitore was really kind of moderator of it. He brought out all of the WWE superstars, and then of course Paul Triple H Levesque, and Shawn Michaels also came out. Turkey Al-Sheikh eventually came out. And they announced that officially WrestleMania 43 will be the first international WrestleMania will take place in Riyadh as a part of Riyadh season. This was extremely awkward. I sat and actually watched the entire press conference, and it was very, very awkward. You can't really get past the fact that the way that WWE has been doing things for the longest time, and when you think about what WrestleMania represents to this company, it's their crown jewel. It's their big, of course, like figuratively, not literally. It's their crown jewel. It's the
World Series. It's the Super Bowl. Yeah. It's their thing.
It's the centerpiece of their year. It's their biggest show of the year. And so when they make these kind of announcements, usually there's like fanfare around it. And like, when they usually have like big like press conferences and stuff like this, especially in something like Vegas, there's a lot of like fandom around this. The big takeaway from this straight away from me was how cold and withdrawn this was from their fan base. Like, and I mean, of course, because it's an international show and this is an American company, you're already going into territory of like, okay, how much of our fandom from the United States is going to travel for this show.
Right.
But then it's not just like you're doing it in something that was considered, a tourist destination like Paris or London. You're going to Saudi Arabia, and it's more of this trying to push Saudi Arabia as a tourist destination, as this entertainment capital. Based on what I said earlier with Turkey Al-Sheikh and his presence in boxing and combat sports presence in Saudi Arabia overall.
Right.
This was kind of a logical next step for a lot of entertainment. And then especially with WWE is one of the first companies to really have this kind of partnership with Saudi Arabia anyway. It just tells you where the world's going. I mean, I really thought about this last night. I was like, man, this was even like a subplot in King of the Hill. That's what Hank was doing all this time when the show was off the air. He was working in Saudi Arabia. It's becoming more and more normalized going to Saudi Arabia as either a tourist thing or entertainment or work. It's becoming more of a thing in American culture. Right. And I don't know what to make of that. It's a bit... I just don't know what to make of it. It's and I think just watching this press conference, it was very apparent how awkward this was because again, you're putting over WrestleMania in 2027, and like the wrestlers are standing back there like with their arms next to each other, just like dead silent, looking dead for it. And
there's no fans here, right?
There's no fans in there. All of the announcements that are being made during this press conference, everybody on stage has to clap for it, and it just looks so strange. And I get that you're trying to sell this as, oh, well, just come to Saudi Arabia to go to WrestleMania. It still feels very much detached from their fandom. And I think when you see the reaction to the news when they played it during Worlds Collide, it's very apparent why. Even when you saw some of the chats during the announcement, the live chats, they weren't great. A lot of fandom doesn't seem on board with this. The boos in the crowd tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's just necessarily like the negative connotation around them doing WrestleMania. Again, WrestleMania has been billed as this celebration of their year of wrestling. It's their biggest show of the year. And so to take their biggest show of the year and put it over in Saudi Arabia, because let's just take Saudi Arabia out of it for a second. When you think of like international markets and the country that has probably the largest WWE fan base outside of the United States, it's probably United Kingdom, right?
Yes. I would say the UK. I saw a lot of people in London being like, I can't believe it wasn't us.
Yeah. When you look at like a good amount of the wrestling content that's on YouTube, it's a lot of content creators doing these things from London or England or Newcastle. Like, think of like What Culture, Wrestle Talk, Cultaholic. Think of like the amount of fandom that is in England. And
even a lot of like the stands and the people that run social media, they're all over there. A lot of them are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about like they just had that meeting with the mayor of London, that was like a year ago.
All right.
And so when you think about all of that, it's like you're going to do the first international WrestleMania, and it's not going to be in London. That already tells you there's like a disconnect in giving the fans what they want, and us doing this because we're getting paid a big, large, obscene amount of money to do it. And I think that's was very glaring watching this press conference. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, well, you know, London was entitled to a WrestleMania, but I'm just saying that it's clear that there's a disconnect with this regime and the fan base.
Yeah,
because this isn't for the fans.
Exactly. I think this is the most disconnected I've ever seen the fans feel. And the point that you brought up about this being WWE's biggest show of the year, their largest kind of time, that's how it is for their fans too. It's their biggest party of the year. Some people plan their years. My first couple of years, like my big trip in of the year, or that was going to happen in time, was going to WrestleMania week or going to wherever they were going to be. And a lot of people, that's their thing. They depend every year. Even this year when they re-announced Vegas, people were like, that's not the best, most ideal thing, but they still were like gonna go and still gonna pull up and be all these things. This is the most like you see online fans, in the crowd fans, and just WWE fans in general be like, we're not in, we're disconnected. We don't like this. We hate this announcement. We hate this press conference. They feel like the press conference wasted their time because there was a leak maybe a week or so ago that this was happening. So people had already kind of had it in their brain. And when you're expecting something, if you're a fan expecting something good for yourself as a fan, and they're like, essentially, we're doing a show that you're not gonna come to, that's like you're telling fan, like, because they try to go with this Riyadh season, and it's this tourist destination. We have a WWE store, and we have this, and there's this big comedy festival, and like this is this place to be, but it's not like that. Like there's listening to women WWE fans and them just being like, there's no interest, there's no way to turn me. I'm not there's nothing good about this. I actually feel gross about this was the most kind of glaring thing, because like women have started to take over. These crowds are filled with women wrestling fans who love this shit and want to go and have a good time, and that's not a comfortable space for them. They're not even thinking about starting to go over there. So just like being so disconnected to your fans and essentially being like, we don't care, doing a press conference that feels like a skit, kind of like the bits that I watch, I was like, this doesn't feel like a real event. This feels like some robots put together a thing. And then you start hearing about how much potential money they're getting, Phil, and it's like,
of course,
that's a lot of money. They've been there for so long. The talk has been so different. I've talked about it before. 10 years ago or so, when they started to go here, I was on the little TMZ video talking about, I can't believe these people are going. Everybody's talking about sports washing and like these terrible events that are happening in Saudi, and like how the connection of WWE has to that. The events of them getting stuck over there and the planes and all that crazy stuff that happened. And there was so much vitriol and hatred and anger towards them going over there, but it slowly started to change, Phil. I think the CM Punk thing was a big, I don't know, sigh of relief, but people felt better about it when like he apologized and then everybody kind of turned over a new leaf for him and just started cheering him. And like the wrestlers are starting to kind of put over, no, it's not that bad. Like Bianca talking in the press conference to be like, every time we go, it feels a little bit better, and women are starting to be more empowered. And I'm just like, it doesn't feel right, because it's not totally necessarily true, you know?
Well, I think that the tide is starting to sway long before this year. And you can see it more and more. And it's just proof that, you know, the Riyadh season stuff and, you know, the stuff that Saudi Arabia is doing with their sports authority and like the entertainment end of the propaganda that they're pushing is working.
Yes.
And like I said, it's apparent in just how much we've seen Saudi Arabia
money, dog.
So much of the rest of the entertainment we've gotten. And it's becoming more and more normalized. But it's just like, I think the big difference here is WWE doing like 2 Saudi Arabia shows a year where people can like hand wave and go, oh, I have the choice to not watch that, or I have the choice to not support this if I don't want. That's different than WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia. This is their biggest show, period. Not just that, this is the biggest show in wrestling. It's the biggest show in this space, and it's in Saudi Arabia.
Did they say anything in the press conference about the 2-night thing?
They did not. Which, you know, I've seen people raise the question of, you know, will this mean that there's going to be like 2 WrestleManias? Is there going to be a WrestleMania here stateside and then also WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia? Of course, they have not made an announcement for that. I think that would defeat the purpose of WrestleMania. The whole purpose is that it's a big, you know, biggest show of the year, 1-night event thing. Well, 2-night event thing. Now, big weekend thing. If you're doing 2 big weekends, it's not really special anymore.
And I feel like I read a couple of things that I read were like Saudi heard about that. Like they thought that WWE was going to do like a WrestleMania style or WrestleMania type, and they were like, no, we want the real show. We want the thing.
Exactly. They're paying for WrestleMania. They're not paying for you to dilute your brand. They want the brand. That's what they're paying for. But yeah, it's very uncomfortable, some of the conversations I've seen about it. I don't want to delve into some of the politics around it. I'm not the most knowledgeable person to get into politics around this. And
super versed.
I don't want to misspeak on any of those situations that are there. I do think that it continues to be very uncomfortable for me that this company is trying to spin this as, well, we're helping to advance, you know, social commentary around Saudi Arabia. We're trying to, we're trying to get actual change and progress in Saudi Arabia. No, you're not. This is for a check.
Yeah.
And that's very clear. And you trying to spin it otherwise is ridiculous. And I think also, like I said, with the disconnect with the fans, it's very clear under the TKO era that none of that is important to them. We're trying to make as much money as possible. And I think even
that quote from Mark, the COO, is he the COO? TKO?
Yeah, their handling of the Saudi stuff is clearly changed and it's clearly jumped to a different gear under TKO. The TKO guy you're talking about, I think it's the president or COO, Mark Shapiro was the guy that was saying that Vince McMahon was primarily pricing his tickets for families, and he wasn't focusing on maximizing the opportunities to increase set prices like TKO is focusing on doing. I don't know how you hear that as a consumer, as a fan of this company, and feel good about that, because
Right.
the prices has already been such a big talking point coming into this year, and how it feels like they're eventually going to price their audience out. But it's again where I say it feels like a big disconnect with their audience, because wrestling is supposed to be accessible. Like, I get that entertainment overall is expensive. It's expensive to go to a basketball game. It's expensive to go to a football game. It's expensive to go to your favorite artist's concerts. But wrestling was supposed to be different. Wrestling was supposed to exist on this ring below all of that as this affordable, accessible form of entertainment. And when you try to sell it as mixed martial arts or something that belongs in the same tier as other combat sports, you're going to price out a lot of the rest of this audience, and it shows a misunderstanding of that audience.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you condition your fans to spend a certain way, to think a certain way, to act a certain way, that's what it's going to be. When they switched from the WWE Network $9.99 to other prices to other things and where they go now, I'm still thinking about $9.99. You've conditioned me to this. I've been getting wrestling tickets, buying wrestling tickets for 30 years. Like, I've been going to wrestling shows for a long time. It was exactly that, Phil. It was because you couldn't afford to go to the concerts, or because you couldn't afford to go to basketball. I know I could get a $25 ticket to wrestling, and that's going to be a good seat, and I'm going to have a great time, and it's going to be like a party. And you could bring the whole family, like a family of 4, 5, 6. You can get a bunch of tickets for like $80, and you guys are all going to have a good time. Now you can't buy one ticket for $80, and everybody's priced out. I think the thing that drives me crazy about them, Phil, is they continuously tell us that they give the fans what they want. Like, every time that somebody in power or one of the top guys goes on to a podcast or an interview, they're like, if the fans talk, we listen, we help, we do this. Their fans are all like, no, we don't like this. We're against this. We wish you would do something different. And they're just they're just like not listening. They're like, we don't, in this one particular space, they're dark. They don't care what they're talking about. They don't care what you're saying. They're not listening.
Yeah, there's clearly a mixed messaging from Triple H coming out and saying, hey, whatever you guys want, we're here to give it to you. Are you ready? And all this other stuff. And then you get the TKO side, and they're saying something very different. And it also sometimes feels like you're getting a different message from Nick Khan. And so it's like you're getting so many mixed messages here.
Because Triple H is trying to be our friend. He's trying to be like, I'm in there fighting for you guys in these war rooms. It's TKO's fault.
Come on in behind closed doors. You want to see behind the curtain? Look, we're transparent. But then also they're like, hey, man, got to pay a little bit more to get in here. Oh, you want to meet the wrestlers? Got to pay a little bit more, big dog. Oh, you want to be able to sit closer to the ring? A little bit more. Give me some more. And so, I just think that the ticket prices are going to continue to climb. And with the economy we're in, with the landscape of entertainment right now, I don't think that that looks good. I mean, even with them going to this ESPN streaming platform, this is kind of the norm for sports right now. Just think about how many streaming platforms you have to watch basketball or football right now. And so it just feels like this is just the norm, and WWE being a part of that isn't surprising because it's big business. But again, wrestling is supposed to be different. Wrestling doesn't exist in the same realm as some of these other forms of entertainment, and trying to make it seem like it does and market to everybody again seems like a big misunderstanding of what wrestling always was.
Totally. I think it's also interesting that the UFC being under the same banner and how they've been moving and their streaming deals, and it's when they announced that streaming deal, Phil, with Paramount and the conjunction with the White House card, that's the most disconnected I've ever seen UFC fans. Like, that's the most I've seen UFC fans be like, I might be good. I don't like this. The shows have started to dilute. It hasn't been as great. And this big announcement has gotten me off. And so for it to immediately to happen to WWE fans also, and everybody's kind of placing the blame on TKO, it's an interesting thing. But and then for TKO to come out and be like, we don't care, we just want your money. Like, what?
Of course. Well, what do you expect them to say? But I mean, people that are acting like, oh, like the Shapiro quote, it baby faced Vince. But I'm like, but Vince sold the company to TKO. So, I mean, yeah, it showed what the Vince understood the wrestling audience, and he understood that he needed to price his product to his audience. Yeah, he understood the audience because he had been working in wrestling for over 40 years, and his dad, you know, his dad gave him the blueprint to work with. He's been in wrestling and around wrestling long enough to understand the audience. But he still sold the company to TKO.
I also think it's interesting that tonight there's a gigantic, probably one of the biggest boxing fights we'll ever see in our generation. That's going to be streamed on Netflix for like not a lot of money, and kind of feels like a prime boxing thing. And the WWE is doing the opposite. Like they're like, we want more money, we want more things. We don't really want it in that way.
Well, that's interesting because this boxing fight that's on Netflix. Look at all the people that are linked to this. The Ring magazine. This Max Kellerman show that's coming out that's also attached to Ring magazine.
Dana White was talking. This is the most positive I've ever seen him talk about a boxing fight.
Yeah. All of these things are connecting. All of these hands are in pockets. Different conversations are being had behind closed doors. Yeah, the guy Turkey is behind a good amount of the stuff that's coming to Netflix, and like I said, his fingers are all in the combat sports world. So that's what it is, and that's why when people are like, "Oh, well, just don't support this. Don't give your money to this because you don't want it going." You don't know where your money is going at this point with so many forms of entertainment. It's wild to think about. It's hard because it's a lot. It's a lot going on behind closed doors that looks very shady, and I don't know.
I was asking this question multiple times on Ask Grapsody. What is the process? Like, if a fan, a diehard wants to go, they can just go. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know anything like that because you know what I mean. It doesn't seem as easy as like I'm gonna book a flight to Vegas or I'm gonna book a flight to Chicago. You know?
Yeah, I think that you can. I don't think the travel stuff is the issue here. I think it's an issue with some of the, and I say the word issue for lack of a better word, but I guess like. The change of approach to your travel is just going to be with how different things are done in Saudi Arabia. Because, for example, isn't it a dry town? You can't drink. And even if you let's just say you're a woman and you go to WrestleMania every year, you and all of your girlfriends go and you meet all your friends there for WrestleMania. You can't go without a chaperone.
Can't do that.
So yeah, it's going to change a lot of people's approach to travel, and some people are not going to make the trip because of some of these concessions they will have to make, especially, you know how Americans are about their freedoms. I'm not going to go there where I can't just do what I want.
I can't take my stuff. I can't have my things. I can't smoke freely. I can't drink freely.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of Americans are not the most sensitive to other people's cultures or beliefs either. And so it's like, I don't know that you're going to have the comfortable conversations you think about just traveling to Saudi Arabia and going. Because if it's just like, none of this is me just saying that Americans don't want to travel abroad for WrestleMania. Some will. But I think when you put some of the connotations around traveling to Saudi Arabia, it's different. And again, the part of this is trying to alleviate this connotations and trying to push propaganda to get people to see this as a tourist destination. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're trying to do this, to hand wave any of the human rights situations or problematic things going over there. Nope, it's just a country where there's a lot of money and there's a lot of things going on here that, look, man, you can come over here and have fun too. And yeah, very uncomfortable that's being said. With that said, I've been trying to find this Bianca quote because that was probably one of the more talked about things. And unfortunately, Bianca has been criticized some of the most coming out of this press conference. Even the way that they led up to Bianca's quote, it felt very contrived. It felt very robotic. Yeah. All of this felt like, get to this part of the script, and none of this felt like.
And then this is your part, Bianca. Do you have your line? Are you going to be ready when I shoot to you?
Yes. So Bianca says it's amazing. It's amazing to be a part of a lot of great moments. The hospitality, the culture, the crowds are always great. I think Saudi Arabia has become a space specifically for women for making amazing moments and to make history that's not just important to little girls and women to see, but little boys and men and the whole world to see. And every time I go to Saudi Arabia, I see it evolve more and more, whether that's inside the ring with more women on the show or outside the ring with seeing the women on billboards and posters. And that became even more apparent to me last time I went to Saudi Arabia. We had an all women's battle royal. When we came out, every single woman that came out, the crowd had a chant for them. We went backstage. We had a special moment with Natalia because she was a part of the very first women's match in Saudi Arabia. It has just been very special to see where it started and where it's evolved into. It's been an honor to be a part of that progress and that change. And now having WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, it just shows that WWE, it transcends globally and it continues to make history. And as a woman, it's very special to be a part of this.
That was loaded.
This is, and let me start with this. I'm sure some of this was get a woman out there to say this, get a woman out front of this. Let's pick somebody like Bianca Belair that people like. This is very tone deaf.
Yes.
I do think, with the way that WWE has presented women's wrestling for the past 10 years or so, and like treating all of these big advancements in women's wrestling as history, I get that side of it of like, okay, this is the first woman to wrestle in Saudi Arabia and all of these other things. And that's making history. And I think that we've kind of trivialized the word making history in some ways in that way.
Yes.
But there are still a lot of women, and not a lot of women, there are still a lot of problematic things happening with women in Saudi Arabia. And this is the side of it where people are like, sports washing is dangerous, because when you're saying it like this, you have a woman working for this company and saying, I see the change and I see the progress every time I come here as a wrestler that's treated like, that's getting 5-star treatment from the country. Yeah, and you can see it that way because they're going to treat you as great as possible every time you come there. But the women in that country are not seeing this advancements in women's rights. That's not happening. There is no change in progress for women in that country. And to use that as part of this press conference where you're making a lot of money is very tone deaf and very kind of gross to me. And I can't put this totally on Bianca, like I said, because this is clearly like she's being trotted out there to say these things. That's where she works. And it's a tough situation to put her in. But again, that's why they did it. Like I saw some people saying, well, why can't they just have someone else say that? Because that's the point of propaganda. That's how propaganda works. You need a woman to say it to make it feel like, oh, this real change is happening. Everybody keeps acting like, oh, this was a terrible PR move for us to go here because, what does this mean for your women? And look how glowingly this women's wrestler is talking about her experience working there and going to Saudi Arabia. That's why they're doing it. And it doesn't come off well, man. Like I said, that kind of stuff about it, that side, even if we get past this is clearly just for money part, that part of it makes me more and more uncomfortable with what we're saying, man. And again, I'm not the most well-versed person in, the politics in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, but when you look into like the actual human rights issues and like the issues that women are facing there, maybe not just act like, oh, we're making real change in Saudi Arabia for women. No, you're not.
Yeah, that they made it loaded though. Phil, that quote was because there's points in it where she's like, kids are inspired, little girls are being inspired by seeing us out here, and there's bits of that are like, there are bits of that
are true.
It's crazy seeing women wrestle and out there when at first they weren't even allowed to come over. it has been some progress, but they're still like covered head to toe, and they can't do certain things, and they got to move a certain way, and it's still like exactly like you're saying, they getting 5-star treatment. So your experience is not going to be the same as mine, no matter how much you try to sell me on this. But of course, who else would they send out there, Philip Lindsey? Like Bianca has made so many. She has been kind of a spokesperson and has a lot of accolades, and that and you know, it's well spoken and everything they want to represent this company she has. So of course they're going to have her go out there and say it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Some of the other bits around this and some of the talking points that I've already seen are pretty nasty already. Yeah, we're getting more and more to that point where it's hard to watch these things without making choices and without having to also voice your opinions on social and political things. It's hard, and it has to be twice as difficult if you work there, because it's like, hey, I'm just doing my job. I signed up to be a wrestler. I signed up to wrestle on the biggest stage possible. I didn't necessarily sign up to be the propaganda arm for another country. But that's where we are. Some of the other stuff, of course, coming out of this, like you said, is just what this means to wrestling overall. And WrestleMania weekend is such a big melting pot for like indie promotions, and so many people make money around promoting their shows and doing business during WrestleMania weekend. So when you take WrestleMania out of the United States and you put it in Saudi Arabia, a lot of those people that make a big amount of money out of that weekend, now they're not going to. What does this mean for like WrestleCon? Because WrestleCon usually plans around WrestleMania weekend. And sure, WrestleCon probably will still take place somewhere during WrestleMania weekend in America, but you're missing the
I'm not
the crowd.
traveling to go the same as I would if WrestleMania was going on, you know, as a fan.
You're missing the crowd that's coming specifically to that place for WrestleMania that you're going to then get more income off of. And, you know, I'm sure some people's response to that will flippantly be, well, who cares? Like, stop trying to make your money off the back of WWE and just like stand on your own too. But that's just not how the wrestling business works. That's not how most business works. When you have the industry leader, which WWE is, when they move and do things, the rest of the business moves accordingly. So I don't know what this means. I've seen a lot of people saying that Tony should plan like a wrestling weekend that same weekend so that WrestleCon can be it. Like, that's more reason why I think that, again, Supercard of Honor should be a part of WrestleMania weekend again, so that Supercard of Honor can maybe have a weekend somewhere in the U.S. city, and then WrestleCon and other indie shows can be around it.
Yeah, I've had some of my most favorite, not just wrestling memories happen WrestleMania week. Like I've spent some of the best time of my life with my friends, just like not even at wrestling events, like at breakfast, or we're going to get coffee, or we're going to this crazy monument, we're going to JFK where JFK was assassinated, or we're going to, you know what I mean? It's like I've had so many of those great moments. I just saw the captain and Carly were running up the Rocky steps, and I remember Phil and I standing at the top of the Rocky steps laughing at the people shadow box. I'm like, you don't get these moments with any other weekend.
I'm still salty that we're not going to New Orleans. I was so happy about the idea of going to New Orleans, and now it's not happening.
So I've had so many, like, it's beyond like WWE's having their biggest show. It's like, no, my friends are going to reconvene in one place, and we're all going to get together, and we're all going to have a great time. We're all going to watch wrestling. It's so much more than just their show. And so for them to kind of, at that point, eliminate it, it's unfortunate. I mean, they have started to try to create other weekends. Like, they try to make SummerSlam weekend be like that. They're trying to make, with their 2-night Royal Rumble weekend, be like that. So they're trying to give American fans another opportunity to do that, but it's not the same as WrestleMania. You can sell me any show in the world. It's not the same as WrestleMania. It doesn't hit the same, doesn't act the same. The events around it are the same. You just can't create that magic anywhere else.
It's the biggest wrestling weekend of the year for a reason, and that's why a lot of people make their money off of it. And I don't know what that looks like if it's not in the U.S. And I mean, again, it's so different if you do that, even if it's just in the UK, because there's such a big community around wrestling in the UK. And so it's different even if you have it in the UK. Saudi Arabia is isolated from the rest of the wrestling community. And that's a big part of this.
I mean, you and I were talking about potentially skipping out on WrestleMania next year to go to the UK instead. So it's like there's a big contingent of fans that would have been excited about hearing WrestleMania being announced in the UK, London somewhere. Like there's a bunch of fans that would have been getting ready. They would have been buying tickets. People would have been getting their passports to go overseas. Like this would have been a thing, but now it's just not. I mean, I've seen some fans over there try to flip their way and be excited about some parts of this. And I'm like, I knew that was going to happen, but you don't want to continue to not even piss off your fans, but just disappoint your fans, I think,
Yeah. But I think that this is going to be, I think there's going to be more negative response to this than people think.
Yeah.
Because again, I think it's different if they just do 2 shows a year and people can kind of pick and choose what they want to watch. And it doesn't matter if I just watch this at home. I can see from that crowd that booed last night, the negative response to this is going to continue, and it's going to be louder than I think WWE thinks. But at the same time, they don't care. They're going to make their money. They're going to have a packed crowd for that show. It don't matter. They're gonna move on from this, and they don't care.
We didn't even get into the potential what the cards could be, and the talks around them wanting to have Austin and Rock and all these. They want to have like a super mega WrestleMania,
The idea, and they've already said that Rock is probably going to be on this card because Rock was already one of the wrestlers that they pushed for. The idea that they're going to do this Rock Roman match that people have been begging for since like 2018 in Saudi Arabia and not in America is crazy.
You're going to be watching
crazy
Rock and Roman at like noon my time, and it's just going to be just like happening in the Saudi crowd and not the same responses as they want. Thinking of him skipping out on this next year's WrestleMania, which I think he is, to get to that one is just like it just doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they're going to pay big money. Of course, this is going to be like the production value and the glitz around it is going to be noticeably different. But I am curious, like, what does this mean with like them trying to bring in bigger stars and more established names? That is, there's a morbid curiosity there, but then there's also like, I don't know. We've seen where this has gone with some of the other Saudi shows and us getting stuff like that Goldberg and Undertaker match, which was a disaster. And
they said that they have contacted Shawn Michaels. Bald head HBK is like a black eye on his career. And like they're like gonna try to pay him to be on the show.
We don't need it. No. Shawn, listen, I get it. We all like money, man. I get it.
It's a bag, Phil. It's a bag.
I get it, but please no. I have blocked out any memory of that match.
Bald head HBK, never forget.
We don't need another Shawn match in Saudi Arabia. But I think we're gonna get something else like that. Maybe Goldberg will be back ready to do business by then. I don't know. I've seen people throw around the name Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm just like, oh. Consider this for a second.
Yes.
A young lad from this city cut a pipe bomb 2011. He's wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt when he cut that promo. When he came back and he became one of the biggest stars in the space, he teased that he still wants that Austin match. There's like the 2K thing that they did where they did the back and forth and they got people excited about the idea of this match.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk in Saudi Arabia sounds like a fever dream scenario. And I just can't imagine where this goes and how.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and CM Punk in Saudi Arabia, Phil.
But that's why I'm like, we're talking money that's on the table, and we can get a Stone Cold Steve Austin match in 2027. The guy you want Stone Cold to wrestle is CM Punk. If you're gonna put Austin on this card, it's CM Punk. And the idea of that match happening in Saudi Arabia, like, geez, talk about a monkey paw situation. Your wish is granted, guys. Happening right here in Riyadh season.
This is what you wanted. You've told us for a bunch of years that you want to see Stone Cold back again. Here he is against CM Punk, a big matchup. What's Cody's big match supposed to be? Like, who are they going to bring for him?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be The Rock. I don't know if they're going to do... The Rock needs an opponent, so either it'll be Austin or... Sorry, either it'll be Cody or Roman Reigns.
Like I was reading that they had to up the ante because of The Rock. Like they're like, oh, if you guys want The Rock, we need more money.
Yeah, that also confirms for me that we are not getting that Rock Roman match this year.
No.
I do not see it happening. I do think that Rock is still fully on his Oscar campaign. Shatter Machine, sorry, not Shatter Machine. That's the wrestling move. The Smashing Machine. Mm-hmm. That is his number one priority right now.
The Rock has been crying on red carpets across the country, across the world, promoting this movie, getting 15-minute standing ovations. He is not interested in this, but he will be back for that Riyadh bag. This is... not surprised again, like I said, Phil. I think with all of this, getting all the facts, getting all the things, it's like, oh yeah, this was the natural progression from the greatest Royal Rumble to eventually we're going to get a full WrestleMania.
Yes. Yeah. A friend of the show that I think is like so much on the same wavelength with us. It's so funny. Lyric was like, they're going to get the Hulk Hogan hologram ready. They're going to call the same people that got Pac's hologram at Coachella. Hulk Hogan is going to be on the platform.
Stop. Please stop.
I love Lyric, man. There's so many things that Lyric was saying that I was like, man, there's so many things that I think she does that are great. I think she's tremendous. There's been more than one time where I've done an interview and I've looked on the internet and I'm like, oh, she's doing the same thing. Like she's got a Chris Statlander interview coming out this weekend as well with Sports Illustrated, the Takedown. I think it's coming out, the written version today. The video will be dropping soon. But
nice.
Even when I did the Zach interview in January, and I looked in, I was like, oh, she's got Zach interview. When we were at the press junket in Texas, I was like, oh, Lyric's here. And so it was always cool to see not just more Black people in this space, but somebody that I tend to agree with on a lot of things. And
definitely,
I told her we're on the same wavelength on so many things. When I was looking over there at her and Danny, and I look at their podcast, and they're like, "Yeah, we talk about wrestling sometimes, but it's mostly us getting the shenanigans." So I was like, "That sounds familiar."
Very familiar.
They were over there talking about like drinking Henny for Kenny. I was like, that also sounds familiar. Yeah, two troublemakers over there.
Definitely. Lyric's amazing. She's great.
You guys start making friendship bracelets like Danny.
That is
shout out to Danny too.
That's how you get your shit off. Shout out to Danny. Great meeting her in Texas. That was super fun. Yeah, Lyrics takes are great. She always has great articles too. So definitely check out that Chris Statlander interview.
Yeah. Send us in your super chats. I'm sure you might have some thoughts on the current landscape of wrestling and WWE bringing WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. Best way to get those thoughts read on this podcast is by sending us a super chat. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Yes, sir. I think I say the percent of fans that are excited about this are probably about, let's say 5%, Phil, right now. By the time we get to the actual show, where do you think that'll be? Do you think they could get it to like 50% of their fans are into this?
I think that 5% is generous. I don't think that that's
It
true.
is.
I think a lot. I'm saying it's the other way. I think a larger percentage of their audience is going to go along with this because their audience.
really?
I think a good amount of their audience, regardless if they know if this is for them or not, they're going to support it anyway because they're going to defend this company no matter what. And so I think it's larger than 5%, but I do think the closer it gets, the more they're going to push. Like, this is going to be the biggest WrestleMania you've ever seen. The star power is going to be through the roof. We're going to have this celebrity here. We're going to have this wrestler here. It's going to change the closer it gets to it. And again, that's part of the propaganda of building this thing. The closer they get to this show, they're going to be like, why were people mad about this anyway? This is the biggest wrestling show we've ever seen.
We couldn't have got this anywhere else. It had to be here. Damn, propaganda fucking works, Phil. That's crazy.
Yes, it does. And it is going to work on their audience because most of this has worked on their audience, even though it's not for them.
That's the crazy. Like, this isn't even for you. And they're still like, I want it. Give it to me.
But no. It is for it. Listen, on the surface, it's not for you, but give us some time. We'll convince you it's for you. I did see Pyro talk on our timeline, Mikey V. I did laugh pretty hard at that. Did you see that?
I did.
Listen to me. I turned into Nick Khan for a second. You like that? Hey, man. Hey, I like fireworks too, man.
Hey. Should be fun.
Could be fun, man.
Pyro talk is absolutely wild, dog.
Nah, man.
There's gonna be a lot of pyro, Phil. Like hell of pyro.
They need to reach out to Buster, man. That might be the theme song of the weekend, dog.
What's the pointing part? What are they pointing at? I know every time I watch the video, I'm like, what's the pointing thing?
Hey, man.
Like, they were coming before the video, they were like, all right, this is the dance we're all gonna do. Everybody's gonna point to the right, then we're gonna point to the left.
It was that time period. Every song had to have a dance.
You got to do the shake weight. The shake weight part too drives me.
Come on, bro. It's that time, bro.
It's that time, bro. See, if that needs to be the theme song to this, they just start throwing money in the air. It's gonna be a time. The biggest WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, and I hit the French Montana joint while you at it. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, man. Fuck with me. Get a bag. Come on, bro. It's that time. Dun, 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 dun,
oh,
dun.
shit.
French money in the air.
French Montana's gonna be at that WrestleMania with his fit on. You know him. He marrying one of them rich ladies too. Like, shout out to him.
Hey man, shout out to French. He for some reason this guy will find a way to have a record. I'm joking, but that fuck with you get it back. That's a record, bro.
Yeah, every time I see him do an interview, I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. But then he puts out a song. I'm like,
keep a record though.
He really knows how to pick a song though.
He keep a record, bro.
But every time he talks, I'm like, he's so annoying. I hate him.
That's gonna be the flow rider that weekend. We making our jokes. It's gonna be French Montana out there. French Montana at WrestleMania After Dark.
Oh my god, that is disgusting. I can't. Like, that could be a real thing, Phil. That's not even a bit. Like, they bring out
you think I'm joking?
That's not even a bit, dog. Like, they bring out some superstars for these performances too. Like, a couple of rappers have already been over there. You know,
that's the other part about this. Celebrities are about to fly out. Influencers is about to get flown out, bro.
Huge facts. Yeah.
Gonna be people over there. That's why I'm like, people that are like that think I'm saying, oh well, they're putting WrestleMania in a place where most of their fans are not going to go, and they're like, people are going to go. I was like, that's not what I said. That ain't what I said. Because people gonna try to fly out, and they gonna fly people out.
That's a fact. It's gonna be a packed show. It's gonna be every seat's gonna be filled. Like, it's not gonna be like people aren't gonna show up to this because that's not what they care about in this situation. Essentially, it's like a paid show, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Anybody can come if you want to.
Hey, man.
We already got the money.
Come on out. That's what Joe Tessitore and Undertaker were saying. Like, come to Saudi Arabia.
That's not easy, you guys.
No, it don't matter. Look,
like it's expensive in Vegas. Imagine how fucking expensive.
Listen, man, you keep talking to me about price of admission, man. Just get another job, dog. It's okay. You got it.
Take out a loan. What are you even talking about? Dog? Leave me alone. Sky Miles. Holy shit. What a time. Yeah.
I forgot you don't have access to the super chats because I was
what is he doing? Why is he doing this?
Okay, we got that one. We got more from Leonard Aarons the third.
No, we read that one also. Appreciate you, Leonard Aarons.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. He's got one right after that one.
Leonard Aarons the third also says Danielson trying and failing to recruit Garcia, only to see him join the man that ended his full-time in-ring career is brutal. Love the turn. That's a great correlation there, and he had to watch the whole thing from the commentary table.
Yeah, I love that Brian was on commentary. His little no, Danny, no. That was great. You would have thought, like, man, he really turned to the dark side. No, Danny, no.
That's his guy, man. He said from the beginning that's his guy. Leonard Aarons III also says it's honestly laughable seeing the reaction to this, because for years now, Stanford been doing the Saudi sports washing stuff. It has been normalized by fans and media for how long? Of course, Mania gonna land there. I mean, Paul on the press conference, Phil, was really getting into it. He's like, we're changing the perspective, things are different, we're all at this, and it's like
raising the level, all of the buzzwords.
Yeah, exactly. Shaking hands with the Sheik next to him and all this, like, yo, this is
he kept saying, my friend.
Yes.
Turkey Sheik, bro. Look, get it right.
Listen, you bags over bags. Like, they could stop. That's a year's worth of profits in one night, you know?
On top of Gucci bags.
Straight up. Crazy. Appreciate you, Leonard Aarons III. J. Roy J says Denise handles Mark Henry shit. Boys will be boys take on. Wait, hold on. Denise handles Mark Henry's shit. Boys will be boys take on Saudi civil rights with grace. I mean, I didn't hear reference to. I'm guessing they were on Busted Open together because they usually do that show. But what do you think Mark Henry's going to say about this?
He looking at it like most wrestlers and some people in the business looking at it. It's just business.
Seeing what Bully Ray said, he's like, you know,
it's just business.
Yeah.
Listen, Texas already getting paid, dog. Like, hey, come on, dog. What you think this is, man?
And half of these guys are going to be trying to get a spot because this is a nostalgia card.
Bro.
You think the Hardy Boys ain't going to try to get a payday? Oh, come on. Matthew Bamford says doing it somewhere in Europe would have been massive. It's probably about as difficult, if not easier, due to the infrastructure to go between European nations as it be to go from New York to LA. Oh, so right. Traveling was going to be kind of wild, but they could have figured it out, right?
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, there were always going to be like things that hindered the first international WrestleMania. This was kind of the perfect scenario in terms of like the cost cutting and them not having to worry about how much of their fan base would travel and having to worry about attendance numbers and things. Like, they're insulated because this is a sanctioned show. This is a government sanctioned show.
Yeah, and this is exactly like we were describing earlier. I think in London, people wouldn't be afraid to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's what's different about Saudi. It's like if you went and got lost, like you would be able to navigate a little different than Saudi Arabia is. It just would have been totally different.
Yeah.
The homie Busby says, nice again. I'm really starting to understand why Vince didn't want to give the keys to the kingdom to his doofus son-in-law. I don't know. I think he's just I don't want to say a mouthpiece at this point, Phil, because I feel like he has a lot of say, but like this is the TKO show, right?
He can only say so much. He still is he's I won't say low in the pecking order,
Right.
but there's certain things that are above his pay grade that he probably has no control over.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I feel like Nick Khan can get into rooms that he can't get into.
yeah, I mean, I think he's in a situation he's in because they need somebody that is going to be like the day-to-day figurehead. They need their guy that's going to do what Dana White does, and that's what they need him for.
Promote.
Yep.
Tenruza says TKO going to be sold to the Saudis at some point. I could see it happening. They just opened an office there. Somebody was saying on Facebook they got the WWE store. Like Phil was saying, they were kind of the first ones to fully embrace, right? Like they were the first ones to be like, oh, it's lit over there. It's kind of fun. Like, come check it out. Like before.
Yeah.
Because then now it's like golf is there and there's comedy and there's sports and there's boxing and there's all these things. But WWE was kind of the first ones to be like, we're going to do this.
Yeah. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Remember that was reported at one point when the sale was happening and people jumped on anybody that reported like that's not true. And again, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
That's right. I forgot about that. Damn. Because I feel like they want to have not like a permanent WWE, but they want to have like a big show that they can tout every year, Tout. Shout out to Tout. Issa Davis says, how long until fans revolt? TK only caring about the 1%, bringing back Brock, storylines getting weaker, and now this. Us fans need to send a loud message. It's Triple H, not just TKO, both to blame. Agreed. I think that he plays a big role. I'm sure that he's giving up in front of the camera, in front of the fans, something's different than he's telling the TKO people. Like he's probably like, these motherfuckers are gullible. Get them. They can do this. These are all the ways we can manipulate this thing because he knows this business. They needed somebody that's kind of on the inside that could play to the people in the locker room, that could play to the fans, that could play to the media people, and he was the guy to do it.
Yeah. I don't know if we're getting any fan revolt anytime soon, though.
That's a long time from now, Phil. They're going to forget about it until it gets closer, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Grapple Geekery says, Dan on Wrestle Talk pointed out being queer meant he couldn't go there. Yeah. My question is, which celebrities will we see in the crowd in Saudi Arabia? I didn't even think about all the homies that legit can't even show up. You can't be there. You can't talk about, like, that's a crazy amount of people to just box out and not allow to go to your shows. Really unfortunate.
But that's what I was saying when I was saying like a big amount of your fan base won't be able to go. And I think people were just trying to make it just a monetary thing. I don't think it's just a monetary thing.
Like they could afford to go. It's not that they just can't go. And that's very different.
Yeah.
And celebrities, a lot of the people we've been seeing recently, I think will show up.
Yeah, they're going to be, musicians, athletes, and all the usual influencers, celebrities.
All the streaming guys. Streaming's the worst thing to happen to the internet, Phil, and a lot of bad things have happened to the internet. Every time I see Kai Cenat and his friends doing whatever they do, I'm just like, this is horrible.
Bro, Kai Cenat this week, when Drake put that picture of his hairline on IG, did you see that?
I did.
Bro, I envy his soundboard. When he hit that gong at that point, I was on the floor,
bro. Listen, that's why we needed a legit soundboard around these parts.
Yeah.
Hella funny. Man with Beard says, how long until the Fed has WrestleMania in Israel?
I think we got some more super chats here.
Yeah.
I think we got some more. Righteous here. Tim Ruza right there. What's up, bro?
This guy's trying to get us out of here. Tim Ruza says, Peep saying TK should do all in with indies then. I expressed my interest on the internet yesterday because I've been seeing a lot of this. People are like, okay, WWE bad, so AEW has to be good. And while I'm with you, I want AEW to be better. I want AEW to contribute to this. I think we need to depend on other alternates too. We can't put it all on AEW because then, like I said, they'll just become the monopoly too. I'm like, what about these? Like when I started talking about the indies things, everybody was like, see, this is why AEW should do something. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying here. I want when the WrestleMania weekend happens, there's like 8, 9, 10 different indies in this space getting money. That's that many wrestlers are given the opportunity to wrestle different places. If it's just all AEW, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be great because it's going to be AEW. I'm going to be there and have a good time, but it's not going to be all the independent wrestlers that I want to see. The people that have never been in front of crowds like this, they're not going to get the same opportunities. So because I've been telling Feds fans that for a long time, and I'm starting to tell AEW fans that when I say WWE is bad, I'm not saying AEW is good. And when I say AEW is good, I don't correlate the two together. When I compare WWE, I'm comparing it to itself. I know this is a big tribalism thing, but that's not how I really get down. When I talk about pro wrestling, I'm not talking about only AEW. I'm talking about pro wrestling in general. I don't even think they should do a big weekend the same time as WrestleMania because everybody's still going to be talking about WrestleMania. We're just going to be in the same boat that we're in right now or next week with the WrestlePalooza stuff. So I understand what you guys are saying, but we want AEW to have their own space, their own thing. They're away from all this shit.
The only reason I get why people are saying it is because AEW has kind of embraced a lot of the indie wrestling sensibilities since the beginning. And so I think it would make a lot of sense, especially with what Ring of Honor represents, for Ring of Honor to still be in a city that weekend, and then like GCW and some of these other promotions book around it. I don't think that they should make this concerted effort to try to go, well, here's the big wrestling weekend. I think if you just were like, hey, let's just do Supercard of Honor this weekend anyway in an American city, and then WrestleCon and all these other things are in that weekend anyway, just to be around Ring of Honor, I think that would be fine. And you can have Collision and everything that weekend anyway. So I don't think it would hurt to do that.
We'll see what happens. Again, that's a long time from now. I think that AEW is definitely taking notes on what these guys are doing, but it's going to be interesting moving forward here. WrestleMania weekend, there's another story about because the indie shows this year were something and WWE ID is a thing. There's still a lot to kind of get into with that too. Wu Young says an AEW ROH indie super show while the Fed is in Saudi Arabia would be a good look. Even streaming some of the big events on YouTube, Saudi Arabia would be a good look. Even streaming some of the big events on YouTube would hit.
If people don't understand the reference he's making, that's how Peggy Hill pronounces Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
Shout out to that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. This is going to be wrestling is just changing so quickly, and I'm not ready to adapt as I should be.
Yep.
James Zimmerman says Roman and Rock taking place now so long after we wanted to see it, just like Bash at the Beach 1994. That's a deep cut throwback. Shout out to James Zimmerman. He's talking about Hogan and Ric Flair, who for so many years, people were like, let's have this match. In WWE, they were together and they never did the match. And then at Bash at the Beach 94, they finally did the big match. Yeah, we're going to forget about the bloodline by then. We're going to be moved on to something else. Rock is going to be a potentially Oscar-winning actor by then. Things are going to be very different.
Yep.
Good. Great comment, James. Ten Ruza also says, I'm Ten Ruza and happily have been 7 years Fed free. Hashtag AEW. Good for you, Ten Ruza. That's a long time. 7 years. Alexander Fitzgerald says, love The Rock being at WrestleMania in Saudi, but skipping out on this year's Mania and ruining the Cena heel turn is insane. Money talks, I guess. Bro came, burned it all down, and was like, I'm good. I'm not coming back. And then Saudi was like, we got a whole bunch of money. You want to show up? And he was like, yes.
Rock got to make Roman come off that shirt idea, man. He came and wrecked everything and left.
I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like The Rock is going to make more money in that night than he would from making a movie. So
he's fine. He's not worried. He not worried about nothing people are saying about him on the internet. He not worried about no money. He ain't got no worries right now.
0%. And as it should be. Appreciate that, Alexander Fitzgerald. Ten Ruz also says Drake performing at Saudi Mania would be hilarious. They could get that. Bags are being thrown around. There's definitely going to be like some musical performances during this,
bro. Kendrick getting a halftime show and Drake getting to be the guy that opened for WrestleMania. Okay.
Listen, good move for Drake.
Okay.
Ten Ruz also says, shout out Thurston, dumb people beware, #post. Yeah, that the article title got me at first. I was like, wait, what's happening here, post? But Brandon Thurston, tremendous talent out there.
Yeah, very Onion-esque article. Very funny, man. Shout out to Brandon Thurston.
Doing the Lord's work. Single Blue Nut the Panda says, do WWE talent still have the say if they skip out on Saudi Arabia, or will any skip out on it? I don't think so. I don't think that it's at the point of people not wanting to go anymore, you know?
No, I don't think we're going to see any of that.
Yeah. I think everybody's like, I'm doing my job. It's WrestleMania. It's going to be a big weekend. I'm pulling up.
Yep.
Alexander Fitzgerald also says, WWE TKO, I know you just retired Cena, but we need you for Saudi. Oh, I didn't even think about Cena supposed to be retired, but they're definitely going to.
Last time ever, you thought.
I mean, they said that about the first him and Rock match. Once in a lifetime, and then actually twice in a lifetime. Who cares about once in a lifetime?
Yeah, that's all right.
You want it.
You know you want it.
Ten Ruz also says, Drake being the theme for WrestlePalooza says it all. I mean, you know.
Money.
They're hip.
They're hip.
They
WrestlePalooza. The way Cody said that last night had me in tears, bro.
Appreciate you, Ten Ruza. Busby says, also, it's even nasty that Indianapolis was promised WrestleMania in 2027 after their new stadium is built. Cold business. Yeah, I saw Pat McAfee in a video. He was slapping hands with fans. He was backflipping. He was doing his let's go, all that shit, like so excited about getting WrestleMania. And I haven't heard one word about Indianapolis. They don't get nothing.
Yeah, I thought I was crazy at one point because I was like, I thought when they announced that Royal Rumble was going to be in Indianapolis this year, that part of that deal was that they were getting a WrestleMania in 2027. Maybe I misremembered. Maybe it's a Mandela effect, but I thought that was part of it. Now, if you want me to feel bad for Indiana, oh boy, let me tell you, I got news for you. I do not.
You were gonna be so mad if they got one anyway, so it's fine.
I'm not happy about that. Don't nobody want to go to Indiana.
Before Chicago, that would have been crazy anyways. Come on.
Nah, I can't let that happen. Can't let that
happen. Baby girl. Ben Sifner says, what do you think are the chances that Charlie Kirk goes into the WWE Hall of Fame? I'm surprised they haven't already done something. That's crazy. They didn't pay any tributes on SmackDown, right? Okay.
That might be too far down the rabbit hole for them, even though they've been very right-leaning. I don't think that they would do that. That would be insane.
They've done crazier things.
Yeah.
Tenders also says, from Saudi to Paramount, Warner Brothers Discovery, times are insane. Yeah, have you read anything about this Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery deal? I guess Paramount is trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Everybody's trying to fucking combine services just so we can pay more. Like, I don't know the specifics, but these things have been happening and moving so fast recently that I could imagine it would happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, Dex is saying, shout out to homie Dex. What? Come on. I wanted to highlight that chat. Why are they moving so fast? No, my old eyes can't keep up. Dex was saying, I live in Indianapolis. I would not be going to Indy Mania, and I didn't go to Indy Rumble. Yeah, nah, man. Ain't nobody trying to go to Indianapolis.
He said, I live here and I ain't even trying to be here.
Yeah.
Jay Rose would be very excited. Shout out to the homie Jay Rose.
Yeah, hopefully Jay Rose is good. I ain't heard nothing from him since the Pacers got ousted from the playoffs. He's been really quiet since then.
Damn. I think Nap has a show coming up, so check into that.
Yep. We've got some Humper chats. We got one from Humper Chat regular Tony P. He says, this week has been eventful. I will just say I will never feel nothing for someone that says my people were better off slaves and grifting by putting the vulnerable in danger. It won't relate to Petty of the Week. I won't relate Petty of the Week to this, but some of the jokes got off were superb stuff. Yeah, I can't comment on some of the jokes. I saw a lot of this. It's the same that I thought during the week that Hulk Hogan passed away. A lot of people were getting a lot of jokes off. I was like, yeah, y'all are wilding. I cannot participate in that.
Yeah, no, I was more of a hands-off, no comment type of deal because it gets murky in those waters, and people take things too far. They try to get you fired from your job and shit, and it's like, leave me alone. Start getting to your personal shit because of like jokes on the internet. That
was what's so funny when people start coming after me. I was like, what I said was incredibly tame, though, and compared to what some other people were saying, people are like, "Why are you celebrating his death?" And I was like, "But I didn't. When did I do that?"
That was the wildest part when I got on the internet. I was like, my guy must have said something crazy. Like he must have been in here getting his shit off. And then I go to your tweet and I'm like, what? Yeah. This is him celebrating his death since when? I don't think I understand language anymore.
When have I celebrated anybody's death?
Never. Not one day of your life. Because why? What does that do?
Whatever.
Get out of here, SR. An investigation will be filed, is what they said. Not investigating my guy. That's crazy.
Investigations is crazy, bro.
An investigation? That's what we're going?
Investigation is crazy, bro.
0 to 100 real quick, dog. Holy shit. How'd you get there?
From Orion Ben. Ryan Ben 666. He says, morning/afternoon Grapsody. Reminder, after this week, it's okay to ask for help. Talk to someone when you feel off. Heart to my fellow first responders and all families affected by 9/11. I recall my first talks with you guys involved Brock and Saudi, not again. I don't think that I ever knew that you were a first responder, Orion. That's dope.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that is dope, man. That was a time for first responders. 9/11 was the anniversary of 9/11 was this week, and crazy time in America. They them announcing this Saudi deal on the 9/12. Interesting. Just stop.
Yeah, I saw people that were being unsurprisingly xenophobic with that, and
yes,
yeah. We've got more from Tony P. He says, Nyla almost locked up Petty of the Week by quickly snitching to Mercedes about her op. Charity King winning the Ashe title. But Max pausing his honeymoon to fuck over Briscoe's TNT shot. Is Hall of Fame shit there. There was no par with AJ flying to Perth. Sorry, that was on par with AJ flying to Perth to fuck overnight. Yeah, I think it's got to be Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
I mean, legit, the day after your wedding, going to not even have a full match or segment, just to screw some fool over. Yeah, that's definitely Petty of the Week. And then the promo that he did talking about his now bride, unreal, just unbelievable stuff. Classic Max.
Yeah, petty, very petty guy.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, Tony P. Tony sent us a few more Humper chats. He says, I didn't see SmackDown or AAA. I touched grass with a friend yesterday, but heard SmackDown was ass for more than one reason. You will give me the lowdown on AAA. Raw is forgettable. other than the couple segment. Yeah, the only thing I saw for Raw personally was the AJ segment because I wanted to see her promo. SmackDown was not great. I don't know what they're doing with this Tiffany and Jade scenario. It was a count out finish to that match. I didn't understand. And the match was pretty good up till the finish. And then Nia is back in the mix. It feels like Tiffany has been feuding with Nia for like 1,000 years at this point. I just don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing. Yeah.
What is that thing that they do with it seems like women's wrestlers specifically is they'll stick them with one opponent and they're like, that's like the Liv and Rhea thing went on for way too long. That's exactly how this Nia and Tiffany stuff feels like. Wait, they're still feuding? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't get it. More from Tony P says, also lied to Sean and told him Title Tuesday Dynamite was happening. Since we are now on to AEW, it was again a good show. I hope Rio shakes off the rust because she didn't look good. Aminata, if you are watching, DG joining the DR is your fault. LOL. Why is it her fault? What she did?
There's a bit on the internet. You saw them. They took a pic. They went to Max's wedding together. And then Daniel was like, "Oh, this is my date," and Aminata was like, "Oh, we're just friends." Like it was just like a bit. So everybody's like, "This is all your fault, Aminata."
My man went over there and joined No Ma'am because she didn't want to go out with him. That's hilarious.
Immediately to No Ma'am, like, all right, is this how it's gonna be? This how it's gonna be. To the dark side right after that.
He joined one of those.
A week later.
He joined one of those Manosphere groups. He could put out a podcast.
Yep. See, this is why the American. I'm like, yo, you need to relax, dude.
He says, now back to WWE. The slow realization to some of their hardcore fans that they don't give a shit about them has been fascinating to watch in real time. The fumble with the lead up to Mania and the Cena booking has left fans perplexed. Yeah, the Cena stuff is I still can't believe they did that. I still can't believe they pushed this as the biggest heel turn ever, one of the greatest moments in WrestleMania history, and then they just quickly moved on from it like it never happened.
Like they're never gonna even talk about that WrestleMania. It feels like, you know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh, that didn't happen. Cena was doing something else, and the fact that it's working, him just doing what I expected him to do in this final run is working way better than that heel shit is really just funny irony, I think.
Yeah. Got another one from Mariah Ben. He said, now on to less controversial stuff. Reminder to Grap fans, it's okay to enjoy AEW for the wrestling and being the best of an alternative to WWE. Someone comes into your fun talking about ratings and coverage, you are allowed to block them and move on. Yeah, I encourage a lot of people to not engage stuff online. You don't have to. It's okay.
You don't
have to keep
talk, Phil?
You don't have to engage some of this stuff. It's okay. You have to respond.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many bad faith takes, and they know they just want you to bite, Phil, that it's just like, don't waste your time, you guys. Like, there's so many people just on here waiting. No matter if you say something positive about it or negative, they're just waiting for their response. They don't even really care what you're saying. They're just waiting to try to talk shit.
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah. We got a few more Humper chats. From Tony P, says the blame was being put on all on The Rock until they started to see Triple H booking with other people. Then the price hike, no WrestleMania fumble, Saudi Rumble, the Brock return. Mark this week saying fans are ATMs and nothing more. To be capped off with Mania and Saudi. That is with hardcore fans. The regular fans were fatigued either by the Mania build, the counter programming all in, and kind of screwing Evolution or All Out, and now being pissed for the European fans with Saudi Mania. Yeah, I don't know. I still think that a good amount of these fans don't care and they're still going to support.
Totally. Yeah.
I think they may be fatigued with some things. I have seen more and more criticism of the booking this year. I do think this has probably been Triple H's worst year as a booker since he took over. But again, these people are still gonna watch. They don't care.
Because I'm like, but on the flip side, the year has been bad creatively, some would say, but the business has been.
Yeah,
they've been getting a lot of money out there.
Oh, sorry. He meant New Orleans WrestleMania fumble.
Oh,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
more sense. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm right with you, Philip Lindsey. I was looking forward to heading back to New Orleans. One of my favorite WrestleMania weeks was WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. Bomb ass food, great parties, beautiful women. Like I was ready to go back, but I think it looks like I'm gonna have to go without wrestling. So shout out to that.
Nah, man. I'm about to book a flight to Essence Festival, man. That's what's going to happen.
Bro, for real.
That was not to happen. They playing.
That's what we need to be doing.
They playing. Let's see. More of a Tony P says, having fans eat shit to see how full they get before they say no. On a lighter note, I know Hannah is proud of Rina and Konami. If you like anime and haven't seen Infinity Castle in theaters, do it. With that, everyone protect one another. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you, Tony.
Yeah, protect your friends, call on your loved ones, check on your strong friends, and have a good time. Live life.
Yeah. Some of that stuff they were saying about the HBCUs and the threats to HBCUs was pretty frightening. Especially I have nieces and cousins and stuff, nephews and stuff that are in college now.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is pretty terrifying, man. So yeah, people be safe out there.
Yes, please.
Got more wrestling stuff to get into. I think that is our last Humper chat. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think we have any more super chats. Wardlow was in the news this week, unfortunately, because Wardlow, who just returned, sustained an injury. I'm not sure if they've reported when he suffered the injury. Have they?
They were saying that it was off, because he came back and he confronted Swerve, and they were saying off the clothesline apparently that he hit Nana with, he like tore his pec.
Oh, so it was during the return angle.
Yes.
Oh, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Wardlow.
First thing coming back, Phil, immediately, like fucking 1 and 2 minutes into being back, bam, you feel your arm tear off and shit, and you got to go back and be injured.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the news report, I believe, via Fightful Select, that the AEW World Championship match planned for All Out was a pivot because Wardlow was supposed to be the challenger for Hangman, which makes this even worse. Yeah, it sucks. It just feels like the guy can't catch a break.
I thought because when Don Callis confronted Hangman that Dynamite after All In, he was like, it's going to be a member of the Don Callis family, or after Forbidden Door movie, it's going to be a member of the Don Callis family. And I immediately thought Wardlow. I was like, oh, this is a good place for Wardlow, because I was like, we've talked on here how we think Kyle Fletcher needs to flesh out the TNT championship, and we thought that was going to be something. And I didn't think with Takeshita having the big New Japan match in October, I was like, they're not going to put him in that position with Hangman to lose. Essentially, Wardlow would make the most sense. And then when they didn't go to Wardlow, I was like, that's weird. And so them announcing that he was injured makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about like his return angle and the fact that he came out there and attacked Swerve of all people, attacked Nana, and then when you think of the link to Hangman, it does make sense. And then of course being a part of the Don Callis family, of course Don is gonna want to bring more gold into his collective. So that does make sense. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Wardlow. He had just came back. He just started this angle. At least like it didn't even get off the ground. We didn't even get to see where this could go. And with that kind of injury, he's gonna miss a considerable amount of time. Most of the time, like a pec injury, that could end up being like a year-long recovery.
And he just came. I think was he out for a year or was he out for less than that? Like it's been a while since we've seen him full time on AEW. Such an interesting case, Phil. I think about that weekend with the Max stuff and all that was going on, and how much fanfare there was around Wardlow at the time, and then the Powerbomb Symphony stuff and all that. And then we have a bit on here about I think things changed that day when he was in that press conference. The big homie walked in there. Big homie walked in there and walked him down. And I was like, things have been weird since then, Phil. But honestly, he's just at the worst unfortunate time suffered an injury, taking him out of a good position. And this would have been another good position for him to be in. I think beyond that, though, coming back from an injury and immediately injuring yourself has to be the worst thing for these wrestlers' mentals, because that's a lot of what the recovery is. It's physical therapy. It's sometimes surgery. It's all these things, but really it's these people that wrestling is their lives. And sometimes they wrestle 3-4 times in a week and all their lives about wrestling. That's taken away from them. And they're sitting on their couch, fucking stewing or watching the show, wishing they were there. Their mentals are bad. They're not in communication with a lot of people that they're usually in communication with at the shows. So they're in this crazy headspace. Then you recover from all that, get back, get your body into the space, and then immediately have to go back into it. So I hope that Wardlow's mental health and everything is good right now, because it's an unfortunate thing. He's been there's been moments where people thought he should be world champ or in contention at least. Like, he's had a place in AEW and represents something that I think fans, even though he was going to come back as a heel, still were going to get behind him. So this is all really unfortunate.
Yeah. Feel really bad for him. And I agree. Like, I hope that he's in a good headspace. I hope that he's got like a good friend base around him, and like hope he's taking good care of himself. That is also just a really gnarly injury as well. I'm sure the recovery process from that is not going to be any fun at all. It's going to be a grueling process for him. So yeah, man, best wishes to Wardlow, man. Hopefully see him pretty soon, and again, hopefully he's in a good headspace.
This is unfortunate, man. Shout out to Wardlow.
Yeah, unfortunate. The other big AEW news, of course, is referenced earlier in our Hopper chats. Daniel Garcia turned heel to close AEW Dynamite this week. He officially joined the Death Riders, it seems, and we know that because he came out in a hoodie to let us know he's a bad guy. I think that Dan needed this.
Yes.
I think that he needed a change of direction. I think it's unfortunate that his run as a babyface didn't really take off like it should have, because it really feels like this guy could be a slam dunk as a babyface. It seems like he should be more marketable. He's a naturally likable guy. I just don't think it translated the way they wanted it to television. I think that there were some odd booking choices with him as well that didn't really help him. And I don't think the TNT title run was really what it should have been. But I'm immediately interested in what they could do with him in the Death Riders. They could lean on some of the history with him and Brian and the stuff with him in the Blackpool Combat Club. And so I'm immediately interested. And I said before, Mox has been great in this role of being like this AEW wrestler whisperer and trying to get people to come over to his side. I've enjoyed that a lot. So
Mox post world champion run has been great. All the matches and the angles that he's been in, this is the most interested I've been in the Death Riders in a while. As soon as he started to talk to Danny and get into that, I was excited because I feel like this is the best version of Danny. When he's in that like contemplating stage, he doesn't really know. He's being pulled from both sides. He doesn't really know where his career is going to go or what he's doing in AEW. He's been here for some years and years. He's been in big moments, big matches. He's been the TNT champion, but he hasn't really had that gigantic moment that I think he wants and needs. And Mox has been telling him this in his ear. This is all interesting because I thought that Daniel Garcia was going to turn heel on Nigel McGuinness a few weeks ago when they had said that when Nigel was randomly like, I want you to accompany me in this match against Zack Sabre Jr. I was like, that's random. I wonder what's that going to lead to, but it didn't. I do love him being a part of the Death Riders for now. Cause like you said, you got that Brian kind of thing going on. Mox is in a prime position that he hasn't been in a while, in a great mentor role. I think the rest of the crew has been great. This is him being a part of like main event things, because you know how the Death Riders get down. They're always involved. I think just having him on TV more, being involved in big angles is really what he needs and really what's going to excel Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I really like it. You've also got the connection between him and Wheeler Yuta. Of course, they feuded at one point over the pure title, and Garcia's already coming in with the chip on his shoulder. Like, man, they always wanted me. You had to earn their respect. I already had their respect. I do think this is leading to something with him and Yuta. Even the idea of him and Yuta as a tag team could be cool. There's so many cool storylines that they could come with out of this, and so I'm in for whatever they're doing with Danny as a Death Rider.
I did hate hoodie reveal, like you brought up. Like we just gotta Philip Lindsey figure out a different way to do this type of thing. There isn't only one way to eat a Reese's, as they used to say. Like you can sell this in a different way. He could have came from under the ring, like the Undertaker, or, cut the lights out. I know some people kind of hate that bit. Or he could have just ran out with his regular gear and we could have been like, what's Daniel Garcia doing here? And did it. The hoodie bit is associated, no matter if you hate it or love it, with the bloodline. I immediately start thinking of them when I see some motherfucker show up in a black hoodie. So maybe try something different.
Yeah. I mean, but how would we have known that it's a mystery if he just came out without a mask or a hoodie on?
It's the only way to sell this. I do like the Lucha hoodie reveal. I think that could have worked a little bit better, like you're saying here. But the hoodie thing is just it's overdone.
Yeah, but yeah, the bloodline comparisons to Death Riders have been there from the beginning, so I didn't expect them to change it up. And so when he did the hoodie thing, I was like, I mean, of course. I did think Taz's reaction to it was really, really funny. Taz continuing to be doting, overprotective dad of like, nah, another guy over here did this same render with like a hoodie and everything. I've seen that before.
Taz is the best dance dad there is, because if you see somebody doing some Hook shit, he's like, nah, don't forget Hook did that first.
What about Hook though?
Hook needs something like this too, honestly, but that's a different story for a different day. I think Danny, if they just kind of do what they're doing now, they already have the match announced for tonight on Collision with him and Moxley. I think if they continue to put him and Moxley against the Paragon, Papa Khan, as they say, I think if we continue to put him in positions like this, big main event spots, he's going to definitely excel.
Yeah, so that makes me wish that the turn would have happened and Adam Cole didn't get injured, because like Adam Cole and Kyle and Roddy against Danny, Yuta, and Claudio would have hit.
Yeah, that correlation. Because like if he would have turned on Adam Cole, this would have been the type of match they would have booked. That's very interesting that they immediately got to that.
Yeah. But I do think we're eventually probably going to get Danny versus Nigel.
Yeah, I think they've been selling that for a while.
I do think it was a great. I don't know that it was a coincidence. It probably was part of the plan to make Brian a part of the full-time commentary team when you knew you were going to do this angle, so Brian would be on commentary. And then just that correlation between that and Brian sitting where Nigel usually sits as well, and everything. I do think it's leading to a match with Nigel, if I had to guess. Do you think we're leading to a Dan Brian rematch?
I think that Bryan Danielson has been talking a lot beyond even being in the commentary team now. I've seen like at least 5 interviews it feels this week. 1, fuck all y'all. 2, I'm very happy to see Brian. I'm very happy that Brian's been getting out there talking, and the way that he's been talking, it feels like he's getting the itch. Like every time he talks, he's like, I saw this great. He shout out Mad Dog Conley, someone that's wrestled in West Coast Pro and that just had a match on Ring of Honor television. He shouted him out, being like, I want to have a dog collar match with him, and talking about going to the Indies and all these things. And it's like, this guy's getting the itch. And I think him being essentially front row to amazing action every week is really going to get him. And I think he wants to run one more with Daniel Garcia. He keeps mentioning Lee Moriarty, like you said, Phil. Every time he has an interview, he's like, but check out Lee Moriarty, though. He loves some swerve still. I feel like he might want to get another one with him. Like, I see what he be talking about.
I don't think the itch ever stopped from this guy. I think this guy keep calamine lotion in his pocket, dog. The itch never goes away for this guy, man.
Every time he see a little something, he like, oh yeah, I like that. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
we
long
talked
before he's back, I think.
Yeah, we talked about AJ yesterday when I did the podcast with Monty and Lyric, and but big part of the reason why I think that AJ could be wrapping it up after he leaves WWE is because he's not a psycho like Brian is. Brian, I don't know if Brian will ever really stop wrestling. AJ, I could see him being satisfied with the end of his career and going off and being a family man. But Brian, I don't know.
He just can't. He can't help himself. He fucking loves this shit. I was saying when he retired that I thought Buddy, his son, would be the one to be like, hey dad, I want to see you again, but I don't even think it's gonna get there. He just in there and he's just like, get me in, let me wrestle, let me do my thing. This is what he was born to do. I think he's the greatest of all time. I think he's gonna continue to get the itch being on commentary. So yeah, I see he might try to convince Danny to get out of there. I don't know how soon it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I kind of foresee the Wheeler Yuta face turn as well. I don't think that Wheeler Yuta is long for this group.
Huh. What do you think his connection with Statlander?
I just don't buy this Statlander heel turn either. I think it's a red herring. I don't think she's going to join them. I think she is eventually going to end up in a tag team with Willow. I just think they're slow walking the dog.
So they might be making some moves in the Death Riders, is what you're saying. I could see him shuffling some players.
That's definitely what I think is happening. I think people are shuffling. This is some chairs are getting shuffled around. We're going to see some new members. We're going to see some old members leave.
What do you think Pac's place is when he comes back?
I don't know. And I don't think that Mox is going to be the leader of this group forever. And if anybody jumped him out of the group, it makes Dan feel like a bigger deal. It sets up a lot of things. Him being jumped out of the group by a guy that that all of the threads are there.
Yeah, all the threads are there. I hear you already. Like Dan starts this thing where he's like talking to them and he's like, this guy has been pushing. See what he did to Brian. I think that's going to be his story. It's like he said when it was Brian's time, we had to get him out of here. And I think he's in the same boat. So we have to do to him what he did to Brian.
I would not be shocked if eventually Dan ends up the leader of this group.
You think Claudio's going to stay or go?
See, he seems like the guy that has been more and more looking around like, what are we doing? This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I do think the Death Riders will look very different eventually, but bro, so this is what I'm saying, Drew. Like, the idea of Death Riders with Shayna in it and like everything looks different. I'd be here for it, bro. I want Shayna to get a run somewhere else so bad. I think Shayna is so good. And she was so underutilized over there by the end. I don't think that she ever really got the run that she should have gotten on the main roster.
No.
I really want Shayna to go somewhere else and thrive.
Made me immediately start thinking of her homegirl. I think she feels a big, like, if she gets in there, she feels a big role. Like, that could be a good thing. This group could be something very soon. My question is, does that mean face turn Mox eventually?
People want to cheer Mox. It's inevitable.
They do. They really do.
People want to cheer this guy. People like him. He's just like naturally cool. It's just so many things that's like about the guy. It's eventually going to happen.
He's had to do things to force people to boo him, essentially. Like, that's what a lot of the Brian stuff was. It's like, he was like, damn, these fools love me so much. I had to get them to hate me.
Yeah, and man, the second half of run with the Death Riders has been really good. I really have to give him a lot of the credit for turning this around, because boy, I was out on this group for a minute.
You can run back a couple of our podcasts and be like, these guys were talking crazy about the Death Riders. What happened? He did it. John Moxley did this.
Yeah. Go figure. Big star, great wrestler. Like, yeah.
And he kind of he live in them raps a little bit, because that's the whole Death Riders bit of being like, if you guys aren't going to do it, I'll save this company and I'm going to make everybody be better. And that's what he's been doing.
I can see him easily sitting somewhere at one point like, why are y'all mad at me? I was right. I was sitting around like, we cannot continue to be led by this guy whose time is over. The young guys need to step up. Now look. Hangman's champion. He stepped up to the table. MJF is no longer in this Jeff Jarrett feud. He's actually in a meaningful feud with one of his best rivals. Like, all of the young guys are starting to step up. Where was I wrong? Brian is behind a commentary desk, not wrestling, injured like he shouldn't have. Where was I wrong?
Damn. He really living them raps. Damn, Moxley. That's what's up. Damn, we was talking crazy when he was saying all of it too, but he was like, no, it's a slow process. I mean, Kyle Fletcher's right there on the cusp. Like, it's a young guy. It's starting to become a young guy territory.
Yeah. I don't know that we have any more super chats. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to slide out of here early, guys, because I have to. I gotta make a move. I gotta get out.
Gotta party. I don't know what that song was. I was gonna do but my brain didn't do it fast enough.
No, I was thinking the other day when people were yelling at me on the internet, and I put on like Funky for Jamaica. Funky for Jamaica is kind of like outstanding. It's one of them records. I don't care what you hear. It's like, bro, nah, man.
I will dance in this street right now if it's on. Right?
Yeah. Here we got one from Tim Ruzen.
No, I think we read this one already, from Saudi to Paramount.
Oh, it keeps confusing me because he'll be like one with the same person's name right under it.
Yeah. Tim Ruzen also says AAA title going from Kenny to Dom. Wow.
Well, it didn't go exactly in that order, but it took a few people to get there. You know, they're in the same lineage.
6 degrees of separation type deal for sure. Appreciate you, Ten Rusa, for all the super chats today. Another one, you say, get Jade back in AEW, Bailey, Asuka, Bianca also. I don't think those last two will ever be in
there. There's only one person there that I think may end up in AEW.
Yeah, that's the same here.
Despite the fact that I would love to see Asuka in AEW, I don't see that ever happening. Asuka has been very, very happy in WWE. She said that multiple times. I don't see her ever leaving.
No.
But on the topic of WWE wrestlers AEW wrestlers that went to WWE, is there anybody over there that left and went to WWE that you would like to see come back?
My answer is going to be controversial.
Oh no! Well, that's not the person I'm thinking of.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, I know, I see you guys still yelling, and I know how you feel. I know you think things have changed, and this is Savior, but it's Punk. It's still Punk. I think there's still ground to cover. I think there's still stuff to do. I know people don't want to hear this answer, but that's my answer.
If that was my answer, y'all would be like storming the building.
But it's true, Phil. Honestly, like, it wouldn't be the Lucha Bros. It wouldn't be Cody. I think the person that was doing the most in his position was CM Punk, even though people are mad and they hate, you know what I mean? But like, my big homie, remember when we talked to Hobbs at WrestleCon, and he was like, oh, the biggest moment I ever had was with CM Punk. Like, that's the first, we like unprompted. Like, he was like, this was it. Like, there's so many of those moments that I think could still happen.
Well, I think of the year Lee Moriarty's having, and I think all the time about that Lee Moriarty Punk match. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but that wasn't my answer. My answer is Andrade. I don't think Andrade should left. I think Andrade is somebody that was just starting to bubble with AEW, and like he had that run in the Continental Classic, man. It's Andrade for me. See, Rafael Garcia.
My not CM Punk answer is fucking Ray Phoenix. Fuck y'all. What the fuck? I thought this was the easiest home run in the world when I was like, hey, just put the fucking Lucha Bros together and we'll burn this place down. Everybody's like, Penta's too over to be with his brother. And I'm like, I knew this was going to happen because people don't understand how these things work.
Whoa. We got breaking news. Wait a minute.
What's up? What are you saying?
Is that real, Sean Ross Sapp? Sean is saying that Andrade.
I mean, if Sean is saying it.
Sean is saying Andrade was just moved to the alumni section. Is that a joke?
What?
Because again, if he's not over there, if he's leaving, it's okay. Come back to AEW, man. The water's still warm over here, bro. It's some CMLL matches you can have over here, bro. Like, bro.
When's the last time he's been on TV?
I don't know, but Andrade versus Bandito is one of the ones I would like to see. There's so much stuff I would like to see him do. Andrade, man, I would just all right. Come on back. It's all right.
I think he's another one of those. There's a lot of ground to cover still. I don't think he got all the way kicked off like he should. Like he didn't really get out the gate like he should. I think there's still some ground to cover. I'd love to see Andrade back with not the same attitude though.
Yeah, Andrade is like probably top of my list of AEW wrestlers that ended up over there that I would like to see come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would say even more than Punk, I would like to see Andrade come back. I wouldn't be opposed to Punk coming back. I think there's still things he could do over there. But yeah, I don't think that's happening.
It's not happening. No.
I don't think that's happening.
No. I don't say it's never happening. I'll just say it's not happening.
Well, technically not an AEW wrestler that went over there, but I seen how they treated you last night, Vikingo. You ain't gotta be over there. It's okay. Come over here. Come on back over here. It's fine.
We used to talk about you like you were a god over here, Vikingo.
We never treated Vikingo. They never loved you, Vikingo. When you showed up and had that Kenny
praising this guy every week, I'd be like, have you guys seen Vikingo? Like he was the god. Come on,
bro. Like y'all never really loved Vikingo, bro. When he showed up and had that Kenny Omega match, y'all were all on there like, who's Vikingo? And all this other stuff. It's all right, man.
His gifts used to flood the internet. Man, come on, man.
It's all right, dog. It's all right. You ain't got to stay over there. It's fine. Yeah. I don't know that I have any others off the top of my head. Andrade is one of those I think all the time where he was just starting to bubble up. I wish he wouldn't have gone back over there.
Yeah, I hate how it ended up. It seems like he was trying to go catch up with his babe, and now they're not like that anymore. So that's unfortunate.
And look, I get that side of it. I get trying to save your marriage. I understand, but you was kind of cooking over here for a minute. Come on back
for a lot of minutes. How you know? We would have never got how you know if you didn't.
How you know? Hey man, bro. And I'm just thinking. I seen the guy when we was up there partying the Flow Rider
with the hat. When he came in with the hat, I was like, oh, this nigga's killing him.
Come on, dog. It's all right. Come on back over here, Andrade.
He looks like a big star. Like he was, you know what I mean? Like he looked like somebody. And there's something to that.
Bro, I seen it. The aura, I seen it. When I was standing across the room from him. I mean, he gave me that clean dap, and I didn't see him again that night. He disappeared. He like ninja vanished.
He glid out of there.
Yeah. I saw someone in our chat say Mariah May. I think Mariah is where she wants to be.
Yeah. No, I think people are too early on casting her out. She's on her way.
I think she's gonna be fine. I think people that are like this isn't gonna work. I think she'll be fine over there.
She'll be when she gets to the main roster. It'll be up for her.
Yeah. I mean, the other one that my people are not gonna be happy about. Wrap this all up eventually. I know you're doing the movies. I know you've got the 2 Royal Rumble wins. You've headlined WrestleMania. You got the Cena stuff. Cody, it's all right. Cody will eventually come back, and I do think he should come back.
Cody,
don't be mad at me
on my list too.
Don't be mad at me, internet. I'm sorry.
Cody's on my list too, and the reason that he's on my list, and I know it's going to be a thing because he's knocking them WWE accolades out quick. Like you know what I mean? He's already headlined a bunch of time. He world champion. Like there's not going to be much for him to do very soon.
Cody inevitably one day coming back and winning the AEW World Championship. I am putting it in the air. It is going to happen. I do believe
it's going to be the same story as WWE. He's going to have to finish the story because he never won the AEW World Championship. It's a built-in fucking story, you guys, and it's going to be happening. He's too young. He still got too much. His style is too chill to be. He got time, dog.
He got some time. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't be opposed to a Cody return.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But right now, I understand why he fucking cooking, you know?
Yeah. Half of our listeners probably left.
They're going to be like, what the fuck? This guy said CM Punk? This guy said Cody? What the fuck are they talking about?
Listeners are like, get these two guys out of here.
Oh, man. Just being realistic. The homie Rafael Garcia says, it's unfortunate with Wardlow, but I do find it hilarious. He hit Nana, and Nana said, I'm leaving here with something, and it was Wardlow. Listen, you got to take what you could take, Phil. That's the game.
Leave me here with something that's crazy, bro. Yo.
Wild times. Wild times. Mm-hmm. 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 But yeah, get well soon, Wardlow. Tin Rizza says, got to be the guy and say all the chat love yes.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys in the chat.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys contributing with your combo.
Oh man.
God. The other Mike V says Shane Taylor beating up Mox for talking to Lee. Mm-hmm. Love what the Shane Taylor promotion's doing. Want to see them get involved in more.
Lee is low-key having one of the best years of his career.
He is.
And I hope more people are recognizing that the matches he's been having this year are phenomenal.
Because it's quiet. It's quietly because it's a lot of it's happening on Ring of Honor, but everything he's doing is fucking phenomenal. Like he's the best Lee Moriarty he's ever been. Like he's tremendous right now.
Yeah, and he's like doing the art stuff. He's like got the exhibits popping off. Like man, shout out to Lee, man.
Yeah, living his dream, doing it the right way. His art's sick too. Definitely check that out.
Yep.
Tin Austin says, Reg, Denise not knowing Wu-Tang Clan threw me. Yeah, Denise doesn't know Wu-Tang Clan.
Wait.
Phil. Like nothing. I was like, casuals, everything around, nothing. She don't know. Method, nothing. I know. I know.
Given what I know about Denise, I'm not shocked by that, but I can understand not knowing any Wu-Tang songs, but not knowing who they are. I
didn't know. We're not nan one of them. I'm like, you gotta know Method Man. You've at least seen him in one thing that you've seen.
She doesn't even know who Method Man is. Nah, she's seen Method Man in a movie or something.
She's definitely seen him, but I don't think she knew he was Method Man. There's no way. Like he's in every time I watch a movie, Method Man be in it. Like he in movies. Like you've seen him before. But yeah, no Wu-Tang. Imagine just not knowing who Wu-Tang is. What a crazy life that is.
That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm. Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I'm seeing more notifications and stuff on the internet that Andrade is definitely not on the alumni section anymore.
Mm-hmm. Tin Rizzo also says, give ROH to Bryan Danielson. He'll do so damn good.
Well, he said that he would be interested. He just said that he didn't know that if Tony wanted to release the reins. But he said he was interested.
I'm not gonna comment. Like all the comments I have are just not. Oh,
we got to guess what's happening.
You're muted, I think. You're muted, Sean.
I would never cut in on the show if it wasn't important, but I'll break the news here. Andrade's gone from WWE.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sean with the run in and the run out, the fastest run in of all time. Andrade's gone, Phil. You manifest, like you started the energy with the pod.
Listen, man, just a Bear Super Bowl. It's all right, man.
They picked through. They saw all the Phil's wishes, and he was like, "Let me get this Andrade one. He can have that one. That'll work for him."
That's big news. Andrade. It's crazy that didn't work out. He's only been back about a year?
Yeah, it hasn't been long, man. Holy shit.
Hasn't been that long. That's wild. Like I said, it's all right. Come on back to AEW, man. Like there's still stuff he could do over here. Like they got the CMLL relationship. He's got stuff he could do with CMLL. Man, Andrade in Arena Mexico. It almost felt wrong that he wasn't part of Grand Slam Mexico.
What was his what was the highlight of this run? The stuff with Melo? That's it?
That basically was it. Probably those that best of 7 was Melo. I did like some of the matches that he was having with Phoenix as a tag partner, but let's face it, man. Everybody wants to see Phoenix with Penta, man. Like, don't nobody want to see that.
When they were selling that tag team, it was making me mad. I'm like, his brother is there. They're a fucking badass tag team. What are you doing to me? This is interesting news, though, Phil. Like, there's a lot, I think, out of WWE that he can do. Like, him going back was like, it didn't feel right because I knew the direction that they were going with their luchadors and Mexican wrestlers, and I didn't think he was going to fit into that. I think he could do so much more out of it. So hopefully we see him some places soon. I wonder if he has 90 days or what's the deal. Crazy.
Yeah, I wonder what the scenario is. And then when you think about the AAA announcement, he was one of the people that was standing up there.
Right. He was
remember people were trying
Kingo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember when people were trying to say he looks unhappy up there, and then like that video came out of him like joking with everybody. Yeah, this is crazy.
Wow, there's a lot in this.
I wonder what happened. Because I mean, if he's out, this feels like maybe he asked for his release. Because
this is random.
This is pretty random. I have to assume that his contract was not that short because let's see. Via Fightful Select, Fightful was told in August that Andrade was not on the company's internal injury list. When we asked about him not being booked for a certain match, we were told if it was possible he would be. Yeah, apparently more coming soon, but yeah, I wonder what all this means.
Because it feels like it's out of nowhere. No Randy Orton, you know what I mean? Because like he was involved in some stuff. It didn't feel like he was getting phased out, but now, I mean, time moves by pretty quickly. These things happen fast, and kind of crazy that Andrade is out at WWE, broken by Sean Ross Sapp right here on Grapsody.
Wow, that's a whopper. Yeah, again. Sorry, man. Come on back to AEW, man.
There's a lot for you to do, Andrade. You still could be one of the best wrestlers in the world. He could still work like that. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
Come fight. Hologram. Come fight.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Send us your super chats. Get those humper chats in before we cut out of here. Like I said, but guys, can't be trying to go 4 hours with you guys. I got places to go, people to see.
Yeah, we appreciate all your super chats and humper chats today, all the conversations. There was some weird stuff to talk about today. So coming in, I was like, there's some pods where I'm like, we got to get into this shit. And that's what it felt like today. Because there's nothing really positive you can spin on fucking Saudi Arabia and what they're doing, you know?
Yeah. We read that one. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Tenruza says, was I crazy for wanting Bella Twins to WWE? Yeah, I think you were crazy.
Oh, Bella Twins to AEW. I think, I don't know. There's such a WWE act. I just didn't see it. But I don't think it would have been a bad idea. I just didn't really see it happening.
With how AEW's roster is and stuff, they don't really fit in. I mean, they would be good because like they're big stars, but like they don't fit into like the wrestling part of it. No disrespect.
Yeah. Got more from Tenruza.
Tenruza also says Mox is a face. He has his better NJPW theme. Facts.
Yeah.
Leonard says, Mox, like, why you booing me? I'm right. I mean, he's been shown
Definitely.
to be right a lot of times, a bunch of times. Appreciate that, Leonard Aarons. Grapple Geekery says, boo this man.
I'm sure that's in reference to you saying you want Punk back.
I know people do not want to hear that, but like I said it then and I said it again. This is fucking business, brother. If y'all would just work together and do the goddamn matches and shut the fuck up, we wouldn't even be in this position.
I don't think that's happening anytime, buddy.
Not
he
at
got
all.
Right back over there. That's not happening.
Mm-hmm. He getting Saudi money. He getting money. Dreddy says, shout out to me. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, big dog. My fellow pedestrian, Reg, and Filthy Phil, who y'all got on the Canelo versus Crawford fight tonight. It's a tough fight. Happy birthday, first of all, the homie Dreddy. Shout out to the Bay. Hope you live it up tonight. Canelo's been in so many big moments like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is his bread and butter of like a huge moment that a gazillion people are going to watch. All the pressure's on and I'm ready to go and win this fight. It's hard to beat him in these moments.
Yeah, I kind of think it's going to be Canelo. I want it to be Bud, but I think it's going to be Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo's just war-tested veteran status. He has all the tools to win this match.
Yeah. What time does that fight start?
I think it's 5 my time. I think it starts 5 Pacific. I'm sure the main event is probably not until like 8:30 or 9 or something like that.
Hopefully the stream is better than that Tyson Paul match.
And I think there's going to be way more people watching this than that. So, that's what the talk has been on how this stream is going to go. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Grapple Geeker said, boo these men, boo. But for Vikingo and Andrade, thumbs up. Yeah. So he don't want Cody and
Nah, man.
Vikingo and Andrade. They work.
I was about to say, why are you booing Andrade? What Andrade did?
Now I hear you. If you guys are booing me, I understand. I'm not saying it. You shouldn't. Like, I understand. I get it.
Yeah, listen. Y'all might have to unsubscribe if he go back over there. Y'all might have to just go ahead and get me out of here.
You're out of here just talking about it. Imagine if he actually did it.
That would be a funny pod if he went back over there, bro.
Oh my god. I wouldn't stop laughing the whole time. I'd be crying. People would be so mad.
Yeah, I don't see a world where that happens though. But
no, not at all. LaRon Ford says Garcia jumping Mox out of the Death Riders is gold. Who else should join him? Also, would this be a spot where they could bring Camille back? She should be done with American Gladiators. But sometimes when you guys pitch names, it's never any disrespect to wrestlers. I'm just like, who be thinking about these names? People like LaRon Ford thinking about Camille. Like, I like Camille a lot, but I haven't thought for 1 second that I can't wait to see Camille back. Am I talking shit now? I'm not trying to.
I mean, the person that I wanted to join the Death Riders and made sense with them in kind of a Marina role is not there anymore. So, yeah. That's another one of those. I think I would like them to come back. Resign Layla, man. What's going on? Get Layla Hirsch back over there.
I didn't understand. I thought she had so much more to do over here in this company. I didn't even think they got kicked off yet. So, yeah, I like that too. But, I mean, somebody mentioned earlier Shayna Baszler. I think that would be super dope.
Yeah.
A couple spots that could happen.
Yeah. I just want to see Shayna back on TV, man.
Shayna and Marina terrorizing the division, I think, would be fucking fun.
Yeah.
Dex Baxter says, I can't say Cody will be elite again, but the gritty NWA style between him and Mox is what I need.
Yeah, there's some feuds that he left on the table, and that's a big part of why I would like to see him come back. Because there's matches we didn't get. There's still stories that I think he had left that we're not going to get now. Well, we might get, but yeah, Mox is definitely one of those matches for him that I would have liked to see.
There's a couple of grounds he didn't cover that I still think need to be covered, you know?
Yeah. And Mox makes the most sense for him, especially if he comes back. Mox is the ace of this company. Yeah.
Right. He is the ace. This is his.
And again, I think Swerve Cody was right there. But
definitely.
Hey,
that's
listen,
one.
Don't be mad at me, but I think that match was right there.
I'm mad at you. It was not right there. Tenrus also says Naito and Bushi coming into AEW with Andrade. Didn't Naito say he couldn't get an American visa or something recently?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Naito will be coming to the U.S. this year because he was having visa issues. And I don't know, man. It feels like there's something weird about this Naito thing. Like the fact that he hasn't gone anywhere. He hasn't shown up in Noah even. Like, what's going on here? It kind of feels like he might end up back in New Japan. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like the energy around this, and I think he did something. There was an article or a clip that I read that said he said that he can't go anywhere but New Japan. Like New Japan is the only place for him in Japan. So I'm like, that's kind of weird for him to say, but something is up more than what's been presented with this whole situation with him in New Japan, though, because I'm still confused as to why he's not there. You know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all very bizarre. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think we're going to see him in the U.S. this year.
Grapple Geekery says Denise is not for the children. Quote, nigh 50-year-old white guy who lives next to a cow pasture in North Carolina. Lucha Bros and heel Cody back.
Yeah. Penta is doing really well over there, man. I think Penta should be like when he came out last night at the start of Worlds Collide and did that big promo. Guy feels like a big star.
Yeah, he's one that is benefiting from being over there, but that's why I think they should immediately, as fast as they could, put him together with his brother, so you don't get to this point.
Yeah, I still continue to say one of the big mistakes that they made with him in AEW is not letting this guy talk more. Yeah, because watching him do those promos and how the crowd gets getting up for him, I'm like, nah, he should have been cutting way more promos when he was with AEW.
Yeah, I don't think that AEW ever really super capitalized on what Penta was as a complete brand. Because, like, coming out of Lucha Underground, like, he was like one of the biggest wrestlers in the world. Everybody wanted to be a part of him. And a lot of it had to do with him talking, him presenting his charisma, and like everything beyond just being a great wrestler. Tony P says, young WWE talent you could see leaving in a few years.
Maybe Mello.
I'm trying to think. Who's a young talent? Everybody old.
It's more like the younger NXT people. I have a controversial one that people won't like. It might be wishful thinking because I think he's great and I would love to see him somewhere else. But yeah.
Yep.
But Melo's my answer. I think it's a very good chance that it might not work out with Melo and he might end up somewhere else. Another young talent over there. The other ones, it seems like they're earmarked. Like I really like Tavion Heights, but it seems like they really like him. I don't see him going nowhere.
So everybody I think of, I'm like, no, they're gonna stay in WWE. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, some of the more lesser knowns, like homegirl that's the Evolve champion, Callie Armstrong. She's fantastic. I think she's gonna be a big star someday. Yeah, but I don't think she's going anywhere. Again, like all the people that they're building up, it feels like. You can tell the ones that they're earmarking that are going to turn into something.
The WWE superstars. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Tenrus also says Julia versus Thekla versus Aminata versus Athena AEW, please. Julia works for WWE. Don't she?
She does. Some of the tone around Julia's turn has changed. I don't know why. But I think it's the way they're using her. I don't really get it, but yeah.
Yeah, the whole Kiana James as their manager bit is I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I thought Julia was going to be a slam dunk for them, and at one point it seemed like it was heading in that direction. It might be just a timing thing. I don't know, but I think she'll eventually be fine.
Timing has a lot to do with it, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Adrian Carpenter says, according to Fightful Select, Andrade has left WWE. Yeah. Sean Ross Sapp came and jumped in and let us know. Andrade is officially gone from WWE as we speak. Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, we'll have more details on that eventually, but we did get into it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are probably here looking for Sean Ross Sapp right now, actually. That's usually how
he was
it
here. He was here. He's gone. You missed him.
He popped in and popped out. Laurent Ford says Alex Alberhantes was stealing money. Penta can talk. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even know a lot of the guys he didn't even need to be with. They were just pairing him up for nothing. Like Penta would have got more over if given more mic time, and he was already over.
Yep.
Alex Alberhantes, that son of a gun.
Yeah, I think this is our last super chat.
And then Grapple Geekery says Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York was some of the first exposure to Wu-Tang. Always hate that they never deliver Fight for Atlanta after teasing it. Yeah, they continue to tease that too, Grapple Geekery. Like randomly, they'd be like, this is actually going to come out. And it never came out. That's why hip hop or video games like that are so important. Like beyond like, it's great to see your favorite rappers and things in a video game, but discovery, like a lot of people discovered different rappers, different musicians, different places due to Def Jam Vendetta and due to different games like that. They should bring that back because everybody wants to beat up a rapper, so give them a chance to.
Yeah, I definitely think that that is a long due. Yeah, I don't accept Icon as Def Jam Vendetta. I don't accept Icon. But yeah, it's long overdue.
Over here.
Yeah, would love to see that come back, but it's been so long. I don't know that it's ever going to happen.
I don't think so.
But yeah,
because then they'd have to pay rappers, and they don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue with that happened with the game. I'm sure there's like some conversations about licensing the music and like paying rappers for their appearances and stuff. So I don't know, but should have happened a long time ago. But yeah, appreciate you guys. I got a dart up out of here. Appreciate all the love and support as well. Appreciate all you people that sent in your super chats and humper chats. We will be back next week. I have to figure out like what is the timing of this going to be because it's a loaded Saturday of wrestling. But you'll hear from us again sometime in the
we might just have to go Sunday, honestly, because what time does AEW show start? I think it starts at noon.
Yeah, so we might go Sunday. I think that way we can do a review for All Out the next day.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'll make more sense.
So we might go Sunday. We'll let you guys know. But yeah, this has been Grapsody. Be sure to check out our Chris Statlander interview that's going to drop on our channel in about an hour.
Yes.
But you know what it is. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. Righteous Reg. We're out of here.